Okay. Hey, there it is. There it is. What's up? Sorry, I don't know what happened. My mic was muted. What is up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, the least capable technical producer of a show in the history of man, and also owner of, like I said, Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And with me today is me. I do not have a guest this evening, although I am working on some good guests in the near future, including I'm hoping to get Ethan Van Sciver on the show as soon as possible. Hoping to get him on the show to help with describing. Oh my God, I just ruined everything. To get his help in describing his lawsuit or his proposed legal action. I shouldn't call it a lawsuit. I don't know that that's what it is. And his proposed legal action against Twitter harassers. So I will be announcing that as soon as we do line it up. In the meanwhile, today we are doing a legal roundup. Why do I have that still up on the... Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, I am so bad at this. 1 second here, guys. Let me fix this thing on the fly. Only here can you get the boomer level quality that I offer. I mean, where else are you going to see title bars change on the fly? Nowhere else. Because everybody else has competently prepared their show, and I have not. Anyway, okay. Let's get back to where we were. Whew. We're doing a legal news roundup. Of course, I've been talking a lot about Vic Mignogna lately. We will be talking more about Vic Mignogna, and we will do that tonight, not Mignogna. But not a ton. That'll be mostly reserved for this opening part, where I'll just briefly remind people about the GoFundMe, which is doing fantastic. We're almost to $75,000, which, guys, this is huge. And I'll talk about why it's so important and why this has people so flipping scared. And it's great. I love it. Let's talk about this. So, first of all, in 7 days, we've raised $74,600. That is over $10,000 a day. I think, bad at math because I'm a lawyer. If you want a mathematician, go find a dentist. Okay? So you've got almost 3/4 of the way funded. We've got a huge war chest built up for Vic. And this is really important for a lot of reasons. One, defamation cases are tough. They're tough. These defendants are spread out. Getting the information out of all of the parties could involve litigating against several parties and getting discovery from them to make sure you can build a complete picture. And as you go, you may find more and more people. Two, the research on this type of stuff on a social media fueled fight is heavy research. There's a lot of shockingly, most law firms are not like weebs, right? Most law firms are not well versed in anime, and are certainly not well versed in the anime Twitter war, right? So they're getting a ton of this stuff. They're getting social media input. They're monitoring social media. I'm sending them stuff. Other people have probably sent them stuff. Vic is probably sending them stuff. Whatever it may be, they're collating and sifting through all of this data. Lots of duplicate stuff. The nature of social media is that the hits keep coming, right? You've got potentially defamatory statements. You've got potential statements showing malice. We're going to talk about that when we go to Twitter Law School. when we go and talk about the very, very smart lawyers on Twitter Law School, we're going to talk about malice, and what malice means. We're going to talk about the burden of proof. Oh boy. So anyway, you have to go through all of this stuff, and there's just so much, right? So that takes time, it takes money, and that's a big part of this. The other part of this is a guy who just lost a ton of income, right? Like, imagine you lose your job and then you now have to fight for it. And to fight for it, someone says, look, this is going to cost 5 to 6 figures. We don't know how much. We're not sure how long it's going to take. We're going to need that money because we've got to pay our staff. I know Shane, and the true saint of the Vic saga is Shane's chair, holding that man up when every single piece of him wants to put him down. I mean, that guy is fighting an uphill battle against gravity. That guy is fighting an uphill battle against his own clumsy arguments. That guy is fighting an uphill battle against his own sad estate. And his chair is there holding him up every single day. Every single day, that chair is there for him. And you need a friend. Even though he blocked his own chair on Twitter, which I thought was low. But, you know, I got to do it. I got to do it. Hold on. I got to pour one out for Shane's chair. Whew. That is an abusive relationship, ladies and gentlemen. If I have ever seen in my life an abusive relationship, it is Shane and his chair. Oh my goodness. This is some Finnish gin, buddy. Just for you. The chair, not Shane. I hope you find the help you desperately need. I mean, Shane's chair shows all the signs of an abusive relationship. You look at that thing, it's bruised, it's torn, it's broken in parts. It's dressing, it needs new clothes, new trappings. It needs some love. But some things are pinned down by such weight that they just can't get away. And that's a victim. That's a victim, a real victim. Okay. Whew. All right, so we're gonna talk about this GoFundMe. Oh yeah. Back to where I was getting. So you lose your income, you gotta fight. You gotta fight to have any chance to get it back. It costs a bunch of money. A lot of people bow out, right? They go become cashiers at Whole Foods or whatever they do, and they're just stuck. Their livelihood is ruined. They have to go and scale back their lifestyle, all because it costs too much to go after it. This also provides some flexibility in remedies, and that's something that I'm not going to talk about too much because, you know, it goes into potential stuff that I don't think people need to hear right now. But let's just say I would feel liberated as an attorney if I knew that my client didn't have the burden of paying the full bill, right? That they and that's something I try to do for my clients already. Is I work at a supremely reduced rate. And I try and really cut costs as much as possible because I help people who don't have a ton of money very frequently. Maybe to my detriment. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. But if I knew that my clients didn't have to pay, that liberates me as an attorney to do the work that I need to do and get the results my client needs. And that's very helpful. Oh, the reason I brought up Shane, I remember now, the reason I brought up Shane, he asked why I'm not doing it, and I said it's not in my jurisdiction. That's silly. He said, have you ever heard of an airline? Now, and then he's like, and I mentioned it's about different resources as well. Shane seems to think that lawyers work for free and get paid at the end. No, especially not large competent firms, because those firms have staff. They have research staff, they have associate attorneys, they have partners. It all depends on who's working on your case. And that staff has to be paid still. You still have rent, you still have internet, you still have Westlaw connections. I mean, I know Shane is the expert, but he was overlooking some of the very basic practical applications of lawsuits. So anyway, that's where we are. Thank you all if you've donated. If you haven't, I still appreciate looking and sharing. Looking and sharing is good, except looking and sharing is good for GoFundMes. Looking and sharing is bad if you're a cuck. Okay, let's put that out there very clearly. You cannot. It is never okay. It's not okay, Ron Toye. Looking and sharing in that context, not okay. All right. Oh, we're not doing this yet. We're not doing that yet. We are doing, that's the Twitter Law School we'll be getting to in a bit. First, we're going to talk about these fully automatic Trump kisses. You know what? Let's put this down for the chair. That is fragrant gin. Again. We'll let that stew for a minute. Weaponized Trump attempted kisses. Here we go. All right. I'm going to bring up this picture. Do not be alarmed. This is Alva Johnson, former Trump campaign staffer. Very important to remember. Very important to remember that the former Trump campaign staffer is obviously white. Trump is super racist. She definitely looks like his type. We know that he has a penchant for like Eastern European supermodels and large-chested blonde porn stars. That seems to be Trump's type. And as you can tell, this lady is a large-chested blonde Eastern European supermodel porn star, exactly up Trump's alley. Now, what is going on here? So Alva Johnson speaks out in a tearful interview about her claim that Trump forcibly kissed her. Now, you might wonder why I bring up the forcible kissing. The forcible kissing, of course, it has parallels to a different story we're covering. But let's listen to this account. We could actually listen to this, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. We'll see. And yes, Siren Jag, I will read the super chats. Thank you, of course, for building them up. There is the super chat option that is through YouTube. Of course, if you are on StreamMe, they have the built-in PayPal option, and or you can click on the Justice chat and go through Streamlabs. Any of those are wonderfully appreciated, fully welcomed, and all of them will be read with only edits required for YouTube to not throw me into oblivion. But that said, I will do those super chats in just a minute. But let's hit this story real quick. Let's hit this story like a battered chair. Former Trump campaign staffer Alva Johnson broke down in tears Tuesday night while explaining her accusations that President Trump forcibly kissed her during the 2016 election. The air quotes were the real quotes from the article. Johnson, who has filed a lawsuit against the president, filed a lawsuit for the emotional trauma of a forcible kiss, which we will describe in a minute. We will describe this kiss. Filed a lawsuit against the president, told MSNBC she joined the Trump campaign because she believed the White House needed a businessman, despite thinking he didn't have a chance of winning. Well, okay. She described her role as an outreach director in Alabama, where she organized one of the largest rallies. Lots of weird quotes here. At the time with then Senator Jeff Sessions in attendance. Johnson said in August 2016, she briefly interacted with then candidate Trump on an RV during a campaign stop in Florida before he stepped off the bus. And so Trump, a truly embodied Florida man at this campaign stop. Very, very disheartening. Before he stepped off the bus to speak with campaign interns, she told him to go kick booty. And said she hadn't seen her family in a very long time. Go kick booty. I haven't seen my family in a very long time. And after he told her he wouldn't let you down, Johnson said Trump held her hand and began getting closer. You can imagine the music playing, right? Listen to this. Listen to how long. I mean, Trump is moving at Ginsburg walking pace right now. I just had a lot of internal dialogue. You had a lot of internal dialogue. I'm like, okay, is he gonna hug me? And then he keeps coming closer. And I'm like, is he gonna hug me? And I'm like, oh my God, I think he's going to kiss me, because he was coming directly towards my face. Johnson told MSNBC host Chris Hayes. This is like, I don't really like Star Wars that much, just a personal thing. But you remember when the Super Star Destroyer crashes and it takes like 20 minutes for that thing to fall towards the surface? This Trump is moving, man, at the speed of warming. He's like, she has time to write an entire internal monologue. She's soliloquying in her mind to get to this kiss. It's amazing. The former campaign staffer then said once she realized Trump was going to kiss her, she turned her head, which left his lips touching the corner of her mouth. I don't know. This story is so absurd. It's so absurd. I was just kind of frozen. I didn't know how to process it. I knew it was inappropriate because I worked in human resources. Because you worked in human resources, you realize that someone shouldn't kiss you on the lips. Did you think about saying, nah, bro, back up? What is happening? What has happened to human interaction? Like, even if this is true, this is the weirdest story. Why don't you just say, whoa, homie, I'm married. Whoa, I don't know where that mouth has been. What? Wrong. Or wall. Like anything, literally anything. You have all day. You have all day for this kiss. So I knew it was completely inappropriate. Johnson continued, it was gross and creepy. Red flag. I immediately now, and it's not her fault, but I automatically distrust any person who says the word gross unironically in reference to any sort of pseudo-sexual encounter. It was gross. That is the lexicon of social justice. I hate it, because it's ruined a good word. It has taken a useful word, gross, like when you're talking about peas, or when you're talking about, I don't know, 2 girls, 1 cup, whatever it is. And it's tainted gross to be some sort of like traditional human affection, for example. And I'm not talking about this situation, right? Because if he did forcibly kiss her, that's outside the bounds of traditional human affection. Sure. But it's gross now when someone puts their arm around someone. It's gross now when someone happens to make eye contact and you think they're ugly versus attractive. That's what's gross. It's not the fact that a man and woman make eye contact. It's the fact that an incel and a woman make eye contact, that becomes gross because a woman has predetermined a judgment about that person's status and then imputed upon them some sort of motive that may not have existed at all, but it's gross because she doesn't find him with pecs the size of Neptune and chiseled abs, right? Like, that's what makes it gross, is that he's not appealing to her. That's the difference here. Now, again, I'm not saying what happened or didn't happen between Trump and this woman, but I'm saying when I hear the word gross in this context, I immediately disbelieve the accuser, and it's not conscious. I can't help it. It's been so weaponized as this pithy and very, very, very effective social response to this perceived encroachment, because some women out there, and ladies, you don't know who you are. That's the unfortunate thing. Some women out there are so self-absorbed that they believe eye contact means I want to invade your vagina. And that is insane. That is insane. Especially when you consider that the person that you're categorizing as an incel must obviously not know how to get from A to B, so probably isn't considering it, and is likely thinking something like, oh my gosh, that woman looked at me and made eye contact. Now I can almost guarantee you your average introverted male who has been beaten down over and over and over again is probably thinking, I really hope that my look at her wasn't awkward. Because we can't even look at people anymore because of garbage like this. And literally the word gross. So I disbelieve it off that. Here we go. But let's see what she said. It was gross and creepy. Like I could sometimes still see those lips. I could still see those lips. Wrong. I see those lips every day when I post a meme. So this is from the White House press secretary. This is the only way you can possibly respond to this. This accusation is absurd on its face. This never happened and is directly contradicted by multiple highly credible eyewitness accounts. White House press secretary Sarah Sanders said Monday. Johnson rejected Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi's denial that she witnessed the alleged interaction after naming her as one of two witnesses, insisting Bondi's statement was not true. So yes, a Florida Attorney General whom Trump would have literally zero authority over because there's still barely separation of powers between state and federal government, says, nope, that didn't happen. No, she's lying. For reasons. Following the alleged interaction, Johnson said she pushed it in the back of her mind and continued doing her job. Someone who worked in human resources and knew without a doubt it was gross, creepy, inappropriate, possibly illegal, and could have made her millions of dollars settling that in the midst of the 2016 campaign. Someone with overt knowledge who all they had to say in the middle of the campaign as an official, as a woman with the most sexist and racist candidate the Republicans have ever fielded according to the media, all she had to say was, look, this creep tried to kiss me on the mouth, which is weird because I'm married, and 3 other people witnessed it, and they'll vouch for me. She could just take that straight up the chain to the campaign chair and say, look, $2 million or I file suit tomorrow. Really? We're supposed to believe this? We're supposed to believe this? This is an HR person who has dealt with this. No matter who if you're HR in any company, you have dealt with an unwanted pseudo-sexual advance, of course, as a potential complaint. And you've said, what do we do to make this right? How do you want to go about it? She knows she could go straight up the chain on this and have $2 million in her bank in 48 hours. In 48 hours, but she pushed it down to keep doing her job. It would have been silent NDAs everywhere. Wouldn't have hurt the campaign. So even if she still believed in the cause, she probably could have kept her job. This is insane. This is an insane accusation. Insane on its face. Continue doing your job, but it wasn't until the October 2016 release of the Access Hollywood tape. Yeah, there you go. Grab her by the power. That prompted her to leave the campaign. When I heard the audio, I was like screaming in my car. I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly what he did to me. Like, he literally described exactly what he did to me, minus the grab the P. John says, he literally described exactly what he did, except didn't at all do what he described. I can't take it. I can't take it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's this. She's filed a lawsuit for the severe emotional distress like she's facing. I don't know. I don't think this happened. There are so many red flags with a story like this. And again, if it did, what can you prove? You better nail down those witnesses. You should have done it in 2016. You should have done it when it happened. Ladies, the reason people aren't buying this stuff is because you're waiting 10 years because men have some power. They don't. They don't have the power. They don't have any power. Think about this. Harvey Weinstein, one of the top executives in Hollywood, runs his own studio, taken down by unverifiable accusations from 20 years prior, from 10 years ago. Accusations that never went to court, that were never prosecuted, that don't have police reports, and you think men have power? He was thrown out in hours. In hours. Cosby, completely discredited by everybody within days. A couple people stuck by him till it was like, looks like Cosby may have dropped a lot of Quaaludes into some people's drinks. And then he's gone. Men have the power in these situations? No, they don't. What fantasy are you living in when decades old accusations can bring down the most powerful men in America in hours? And you think that an accusation today won't bring them down? Oh my God. Go to the police. If this happens to you, please contact a lawyer. If you called me and say, President Trump tried to forcibly kiss me and I have credible eyewitnesses who were there, I mean, I can get you so much money so fast in the 2016 election, and I'm just a guy. You hire a severe law firm like with significant resources and connections and notoriety, and the threat of bringing that public, you'll have your money tomorrow. What are you thinking? All right. So that's where we are. You know, I might find these documents. Apparently, she is filing suit or has filed suit. I don't know. But I'll find the documents and report on it. We'll have a laugh. It'll be great. That's the story. Now let's hit these chats. And then we'll hit the next story. Because everything is fantastic. Mithrin, Forever 229. Can we get a GoFundMe for abused chairs? We gotta just buy out Office Max, y'all. We gotta buy out Office Max. All of the chairs to charity. It's a literal charity. That's got to happen. Mithrin Emmer says, watching that sub count climb. Congrats, bud. Thank you. We broke 38,000 subscribers today. Just a couple weeks ago, guys, I was celebrating 20,000. Thank you so much. Looks like that 24-hour stream will be happening maybe and quickly be followed by the 40K stream for 40,000 subscribers. Come watch. You know what? I know a fantastic lawyer who plays Warhammer 40K. I would love to get him on. Maybe that's possible. We'll We'll talk about that for the 40K stream. I don't know. We'll see. Smurf says that intro isn't loud enough. Okay, this is my fault because I messed with all of my filters. I messed with all of my filters when I had Drexel in the studio because we were sharing a mic. That will not happen again. I am ordering a second camera and second mic for the rare times that I do in studio interviews. I want to be prepared for the next stream that has that. But in the meanwhile, I have to readjust filters and get the intro balanced out with my voice. So I apologize. That is entirely my fault. I'm terrible with sound. Darth Bobcat says, Rotten Tomatoes got nicked too. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes has just gone ahead and completely destroyed your ability to comment on a movie before it's out, unless it's constructive criticism, which can only come from a verified pre-screener, I'm guessing. Because how can you have constructive criticism if you haven't seen it, right? Here's a constructive criticism. Hiring someone to play the lead in your movie who says that they hate white men, which is your majority demographic, is a terrible idea. A terrible idea. Oh, and this is just a brief aside. Did I see that Ellen Page is talking out about transgender abuse? Let me see if I can find this. Look at this. This is from Pink News, and I'm embarrassed to even pull it up. But Ellen Page speaks out against transgender abuse. Avert thine eyes. What is this picture of her? Like, what is happening in this frame? They've got Ellen Page looking like a post-op, talking about transgender, dehumanizing transgender people? No! Why would they? Like, Ellen Page is not the sexiest lady on earth, but she's not ugly by any means. But in this picture, oh, yikes. Yikes. Oh my goodness. She should sue him. Ellen, sweetie, I would take Pink News to town over that picture alone. That is defamation. Oh my goodness. Whew. Looking like Shane's chair in that picture. Okay. Yeah, but Rotten Tomatoes, of course, I'm talking about Brie Larson, Captain Marvel, was getting just hammered on Rotten Tomatoes. No one wants to see the movie. It's an embarrassing prospect for the publicity, and it just goes to show that Gamergate has some Cinemagate going on. There's no ethics in cinema, journalism, and review sites. It's an incestuous community. Any community where a production house provides pre-release access to desired content to people and has the ability to cut off that pre-release access from unfavorable coverage is incestuous. Captain Marvel is getting destroyed by people, but not the major critic houses, because they wouldn't dare cut off the Disney teat. Of course not. Of course not. They want to see the pre-screening. It's their money. If they can review Captain Marvel weeks before you get to see it, Marvel is paying for hype. It's paid promotion and advertisement in the guise of objective reviews that are bought over and over and over again. It's from the gaming industry. It's in any industry that offers, again, early access to content exclusively to a select cast. It's gross. And that's cast with an E, like in India. And that cast demands open bob. All right, next super chat. Oh, well, whatever. We'll get those people off the screen. Monkey Elvis says, hit it next time. Mute lawyer is sad lawyer. I wasn't actually muted. The mic was disabled somehow. I had to unplug the USB and plug it back in. I don't know. My kid was on my computer earlier, probably did something. Keck7Go, did Shane just get destroyed just like his chair? F, yes. Yes. Sakaki Onsai says, Nick, look what you did. I made a post about Shane and his LinkedIn. Akon responded, and then my notifications blew up completely. Dang, man, you got the touch. You got the touch. Transformers soundtrack, y'all. Gotta love it. Shane got destroyed by his former employer on your wall. Yeah. Let's put it this way. I got some forwarded texts from Akon's CEO saying, don't trust this guy. Don't trust him. He's just doing it for publicity. He's not affiliated with Akon. Richard Ty says, can you specify what exactly was wrong with Jamie threatening Vic on Twitter so we can point at this clip when someone says nothing was wrong with it? Well, I'm going to when we get to Twitter Law School, because it's briefly, very briefly, and we'll discuss this more, it's evidence of malice. Evidence of malice, which is important to some torts in Texas and might be important to some other torts in Texas that Vic may want to bring against them. I will talk about it because people do not understand what legal malice is in civil cases. Malice in criminal cases is different from a civil case. And Ron Toye, bless his heart, posted a thing about malice, and it was from a criminal defense perspective, which has no bearing here because, to my knowledge, Vic Mignogna has not been charged with a crime. But we will talk about it. Here's the thing. It's just evidence of malice. Evidence of malice. Now, when you see these guys with their big brains talking about proof of malice, oh, honey, that's not how any of this works. It's not how any of this works. We'll talk about it, though. Stay tuned. We're going to hit that after we hit the ABC story about Louder with Crowder getting the Oscar strike. We will talk about that. Moist John. Gross. Yuck, buddy. Hey, from a suburb south of Minneapolis. Hey, which one, man? I grew up in Lakeville. About to get drunk and ready for the show. Just don't interfere with my contract and my business defamation suit. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare, Moist John. Siren Jag Rackets at a funeral visitation tonight. I told the widow friend that my dad was threatening to pick up her husband and use him like a ventriloquist dummy. My filter is gone and I need to know that you're proud. I'm very proud. I'm very proud. Sorry that you were at a funeral visitation. That's always no fun. Maurice Bow. Oh, and I mentioned this on stream yesterday that I was in the same boat as someone else. And I would like to say that my grandmother did pass this morning. And so I will be at a funeral visitation very soon, too. So I'm with you, pal. I'm with you, pal. Maurice Bow says, can you explain to me what a plea deal is? I'm doing an assignment on it, and I could use your help. Give an example of one, too, please. Yes, a plea deal is where you go ahead and you... A plea deal is where you make a deal between you or your defense attorney and a prosecutor, and you agree to plead guilty or plea. There are various types of guilty pleas. That's way too in-depth for this. You agree to plead guilty to the crime or to a crime in exchange for basically arranging your sentence in advance. It gives you predictability at the time of sentencing. So, for example, if you plead guilty to a crime of theft, you can set up, well, I'll plead guilty and I'll admit to all this. You'll get your prosecution, but I don't want to do more than 48 hours in jail. And I don't want to pay more than $2,000 in fees or whatever. And if the other attorney agrees, then you guys make a contract and then you bring it to the judge and you say, I plead guilty. Here are the facts that show my guilt for this crime. And they say, Judge, this is the state's agreement. We are going to recommend this for the sentencing, and 99% of the time the judge is going to accept those recommendations unless there's a mandatory minimum sentencing issue, in which case you wouldn't be pleading guilty to that crime anyway. But you make an agreement. This is the punishment I'm going to get, and you get your conviction. It's an exchange of value. And oftentimes you do it because the punishment that you arrange is less than the risk of the punishment that you might get. I hope that helps. If not, please just please just message me. I'd be happy to explain it further. L3P MHG says, had to check your website after that. It's clean. If you need someone who already is learning to code but doesn't have blue hair, I got you. I do need to work on my website. I really do. The problem is when I was going to make my website, I wasn't sure if I was going to use it to promote my YouTube or promote my law firm. And I've now decided it'll be to promote my YouTube because I've never needed web advertising for my law firm. It's word of mouth in a small town. People are not using the internet to find me. They're just not. They're talking to their friends. So, and the people who I get to keep out of prison, they tend to tell their friends. And there's something you'll notice about people who are accused of crimes. They know other people who are being accused of crimes. So, Astaroth says, "Hail, Nick. So here's Funimation's business model for 2019. Step 1, accuse Vic Mignogna of misconduct. Step 2, question mark. Step 3, profit. Seems pretty sound. You forgot step 4, miraculously disable the unsubscribe button." We'll see. Blood Raven, yes, in plea deals, charges are often decreased. Often decreased. Yes. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Funimation. It's very possible that Funimation has some of the early interaction here. Who knows how this is going to play out? But I know that, one good idea would be to try and head off the important players first. Now, let's break this down quickly in a hierarchy of importance. You've got Funimation and Rooster Teeth are the pinnacle of importance for a guy like Vic Mignogna, because having these companies fire you under the at least cloud of sexual misconduct, that's huge. That's damaging to your reputation in massive ways. They are premium targets. Next targets, you've got your coworkers and their accusations, especially verified coworkers on Twitter who have large followings and are making loud statements. They're up there. These people are important to go after. Then you've got your conventions and probably people like Mars Girl. You've probably got Anime News Network. You've probably got IO9. These are your tertiary targets who have impact because they're SEOing Vic out of existence, or trying to, at least, by just releaking and doing the SEO circle jerk of just all citing each other's articles in a completely not coordinated attempt to put their articles up at the top of the search results. That's going on. And so you do that. So they're a tertiary objective, along with these people who do not have direct professional ties to Vic, but are verified on Twitter, are damaging to his reputation and have some air of credibility. And then, of course, you've got the rest of the tier, which is, I mentioned the conventions, of course, because being uninvited by a convention is potentially damaging depending on how they play it. And then finally, you've got everybody else who is, randos on Twitter. They're way out there targets. Their interactions have to be very specific to kind of go after them. So if I'm laying out the legal plan for this, I'm probably going to Rooster Teeth and Funimation first, because if I can get Rooster Teeth and Funimation, then I can get the next tier. And if I can get that next tier, that third tier of people, I can get them too. So that's the play. We'll see what Funimation does. I think Funimation, again, I think they grossly miscalculated what was going on. They thought there was no way that a guy being accused of this stuff would maintain groundswell support from fans. And they miscalculated. They tried to jump on the Me Too bus. They found out it was a short bus and there wasn't enough room. That's what happened, in my opinion. Now, Funimation can prove me wrong on this, but I think that's what I'd be doing, right? Funimation, Rooster Teeth, you got to get the important people out of the way. The people who aren't lunatics necessarily. Like, we know tier 2 is full of straight crazy people talking about cutting off heads and balls and shoving penises in ears or whatever it is that they're talking about. These people, after someone's fired, like, they are lunacy incarnate. They're close enough to spawning the fifth chaos god, the god of stupidity. because they're out there making these statements over and over, just running around with the white flag of virtue and not realizing that that is terribly ill-informed to do to a coworker. But, you know, no one ever said these people were smart. I haven't seen that comment once, by the way, even amongst their supporters. So we'll talk about that a little more as we go on. Wayfarer donated and did not leave a message. Thank you so much. Sakaki Onsai says, Shane's chair needs a counselor and a divorce lawyer. Oh, what a depressing prospect of divorcing that guy. Maybe you could get half of that kid's toy oven in the background. DLC Forces says, I mean, he already only has one shoe up on the cutting board, and presumably he's going to eat half of that tonight. To get the salt out of the leather. DLC Forces says, I will make a meme about that chair for you. Thank you so much. Sir Aussie says, can we get GoFundMe for Shane's chair? Rick Rekieta says, since Sargon couldn't save the West and Jim refused to, it's all on you, our dear leader. Oh, well, I'll do my best. I'll do my best. The Spawning Pit says, hey there, Nick. New sub, first time super chatting. Welcome to it, buddy. Was here for the tail end of the stream with the Twitter D-head and all of last stream. Love the work you do. Keep it up, man. You're awesome. Thank you so much and welcome to it. Name withheld says, question, what would be the legal ramifications of reclassifying regret as rape? The legal ramifications are people are going to get wrongly convicted of rape. The social ramifications are probably worse. Because if you notice, even Jesse Pridemore, who flat out accused a man of rape, not rapacious hugging, not rapacious forehead kisses, but flat out said this guy raped me. Todd Hoboken or something like that. I don't know his name off the top of my head. Something like that. Says she raped him. No police. Nothing. Still no police. And I'm pretty sure wherever they were, the statute of limitations on rape is probably 30 years. Regret being rape makes those allegations and never going to the police even worse in the social context. Forget the legal. It's not about the legal anymore. Why put someone in jail when you can make them a pariah who can't feed themselves? In jail, you get money, or you get food and lodging from the state. You know what's worse than that? You know, being so toxic anywhere you go that you can't buy food and you can't rent an apartment. Arguably worse than jail, and there are lots of guys in jail who would agree with that. Next, Forever229 says it's not a kiss, it's R-A-P-E. R-A-P-E. Todd Habercorn, thank you. Steven somebody says half of this is for the poor chair, the other half for Vic. More to come later when I can. Hashtag I stand with Vic. Thank you, Steven somebody. But if you want to donate to Vic, donate through the GoFundMe. If you want to donate to me, I will take it and appreciate every single dollar. Thank you so much. Keck7Go, is it wrong that I do not want to donate to Vic's campaign solely because my donation might go towards supporting an organization that, as far as I know, is anti-LGBTQ instead of Vic's lawsuit? It is wrong. The Salvation Army is not anti-LGBTQ. They have specific anti-LGBT, or they have specific, sorry, Salvation Army, that was not slander. That was a misstatement. They have specific LGBTQ programming in the Salvation Army. I believe they're even actually classified as LGBTQ affirming. I guess don't quote me on that, but no, that is wrong. Pirate Chan, your Justice Chat probably did go through. We are 30 minutes behind on those, and we're getting there. We're getting there. So, yeah. So it's not correct to say that was a talking point. Imagine being these people and being so hardwired to look for hate that you want to take money away from battered women and children. Like, imagine unironically saying women and children don't deserve my support because someone made a statement once that suggests that I think they're anti-gay. Like, that is the funniest thing they could have done. It's almost like taking money from children with cancer because you think it was given by a Nazi. Baron Wolfsbane says, idea, video reading / showing GoFundMe donation comments after it's done for moral support. Also, Trump kiss year before election. Suspicious. Of course. Schwanz Gruberman says, hey, Nick, I've decided to believe in different God other than the emperor and turn from the imperial creed. You should do it too. Whoa. Careful what you say, my friend. Exterminatus is on the way. Acrux says that chair is a dang hero. I agree. Blah152 says, I'm using this as the basis for my next fanfic. Fantastic. Architect of Fate, except that there's a place for all of you in my grand design, and be happy in the part you have to play. Absolutely. Keck7Go says, FUPs are delicious. Yeah, they're delicious, but they molest people, and that's gross and creepy. TLJ Screwjob says, wait, so you can sue someone for emotional damages due to a forcible kiss? Then why the heck aren't Monica and her 25 women willing to go to court? Why wouldn't they lawyer up first and sue Vic? Oh, because they wanted him out of the way. That seems like it is. Seems like it's true. Raru the Red Mage says, is gin supposed to taste like pine sol? No, get better gin, buddy. Name withheld. High is now verbal rape. Lord Rap of Rap Mountain says, I wonder if this woman had a Trump sex dream. Uh-oh. TLJ Screwjob says, also, screw that person who said that Vic going to court would unveil the overwhelming evidence against him. Oh, we're going to talk about that. Then why would he take them to court if it would reveal his wrongdoings? That's like an arsonist showing you the matches with their fingerprints. Seth said, we are seeing a man on the brink of exterminatus. True. The Coke Master. Oh, wait. Lazarian444 says, Rekieta Hammer at almost 40k subs. Rejoice. The Coke Master says, I demand $20 million, Mr. President. Yeah, and that's honestly what you do demand. Some Phantom Boy said, what inspired you to be a lawyer? Just curious. Lawyers can get work anywhere. Also, I kind of like the idea of helping people. Sort of, reluctantly. Blaine says, leftards are review bombing Alita on Rotten Tomatoes for not forcing SJW ideals down our throats. How nice of them. J. Dodd says, I watch Cops, so I'm a legal expert. Debate me. You better have a scuzzy chair, buddy. And you better have a fridge full of soy milk if you're coming at me. Valdez D. Frank says, can you check your Twitter? It may be good for Vic. Maybe in a minute, buddy. EvilAsh3373 says, I bet the mic isn't the only thing you shared with Drexel. That's okay. Asthmatic says, it's okay to be a cuck. No, it's never okay to be a cuck. Never will happen. Happy Hobbit. Ellen Page. Looks like that now. That's the hairline you get from trying to please a woman for 5 years. Oh my God. Woohoo. Wow. Hessian says, what the F did you just effing say about me, you little creep? I'll have you know I graduated top of my class in the HR and I've been involved in numerous secret complaints on harassers and I have over 300 confirmed job losses. Devil Triggered DMC says, Nick Rekieta, not the hero we need, but the hero we deserve. A toast to you, my good man. A toast back to you. I'll pour some whiskey in a minute. Blood Raven says, SJWs, get away from my anime. Ree! Soviet Doge says, oh, come on, Nick, that's insulting. There are plenty of pre and post ops that are much better looking than that picture of Ellen Page. That's true. Elliot Toubert says, it's official, 2019 is going to be the year of self-aggrandizing circle jerks. If it wasn't already, it will be. AA of Life. F's in the chat. Sorry about your loss, Nick. I'm sure everyone in the chat wishes you and your family the best. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Rupert says, hi, Nick, your first Patreonie here. Proud of you. Keep it up. Also, because you mentioned 40K, I have a huge Vostroyan army now. Imperial Guard faction. Yes, I know. Thank you. And I already beat some greenskins. Attaboy. Ink Penification says, serious question. What are your thoughts on lawsuits based on work-related incidents and how do you avoid needless fees? That's really broad. And how do you avoid needless fees? Well, the only way to do that is settlement, frankly. Unfortunately, that's the system we have. Jason Grudhuis says, I wouldn't be surprised if the Japanese canceled Funimation, etc., and funded Vic to start a promotion company. Have worked with the Japanese before. No nonsense people. Yeah, I mean, that'll probably depend on how Funimation plays it, right? Quantum Videos, sorry for your loss. Stay strong. Thank you. I will. Seth says, I was one of the one whose Nana passed yesterday. Let's have a drink, buddy. I have some Elijah Craig here. Chat toast for grandma is a celebration of life. Sure, man. Let's do it. I'll go with the Glen 12. We'll toast to that. All right. Couple more chats, and then we are going to get right back into the show. Thank you so much for these. Of course, I appreciate it. I really do. Ear juice. Nothing beats dongs in my ear. WHFR 2nd edition. The Skate Freak donated. Didn't say anything. Thank you. Mega Vigoroth. Same thing. Thank you very much. Scary things are scary. Nick Lita, show us the way. Hashtag fridge guy. Gambler of Fates donated and didn't say anything. Thank you so much. Gabriel Eving says, but Rick, don't you know if you just admit to sexual assault, you can just go away for 2 weeks and get rehired? Background checks? What's that? Yeah, I mean, sure, it's fine. It's fine. You just go ahead and come out to admit to it. You know, Texas probably doesn't care about that either. And Texas might not have anything to say about that either, like social services. I mean, there's so many problems with that guy's very big brain legal strategy. All Out of Bubblegum says, and that fifth Chaos God is driving the short bus. Gambler of Fates, thank you so much for the donation. Mega Vigoroth says, Marky and Schemmel are promoting a GoFundMe to save face. Now, I will briefly talk about the alternative GoFundMes in just a second. I'll do that right before we hit the Crowder thing. The End says, is there really 25 women? Lol, I doubt it. We'll talk about that too. Oh my gosh. It doesn't matter how many women they are. They could have binders full of women. Binders full of women. It won't matter. They don't get to talk. They don't get to come into court. Shockingly, somewhere along the line, someone was like, wait a minute. If we sit a jury down and we allow 25 women to come up and just say something about someone's character to prove something else, there's no way on earth anyone gets a fair trial. It's like they've thought about this. Of course, these women don't get to say anything, because if Monica Rial says, Vic grabbed my hair and put his tongue from my ear all the way out my anus and whispered sweet nothings to me, 25 other women have nothing to say about that. They have nothing to say. What do these people think? They think it's Twitter. I swear to God, these people think Twitter is real. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. You don't get to just crucify someone over and over and have their only defense be that literally none of this is true, because it's prejudiced. It's prejudice. It prejudices the jury against a person. You have the right to confront your accuser, not their accuser in their 25-person emotional drum circle. You don't get to do it. These dummies don't get it. This is real. It's real. The hammer's falling. If you haven't, please, God, lawyer up. I'm helping you. Lawyer up. You don't have all these safety blankets that you think you have. You don't have 25 women. You have less women than a Mike Pence solo dinner, man. You have no chance to bring them in. You probably don't have corporate counsel. You've been saying all day that Vic is an independent contractor. So are you. You think Funimation cares about you? Second Bulma? You are replaceable in a heartbeat. They replaced what's his face as War Machine. They replaced Terrence Howard with with the other guy as War Machine in Captain America, or in Iron Man, a multi-$100 million budget movie, a movie that cost more than Funimation to make. They put a visibly different person into a character. You think they won't replace your voice? What is wrong with you? Pay attention. Get a lawyer. You don't have one. He cares about Funimation, not you. Your blue hair in real life gets drawn onto your character. Think through this, for God's sakes. All right. Yeah. They don't get to talk. They don't get to talk. NSR, I'm going to read 4 chats, and then we're going to go. It's a good thing Shane's current, and of course we'll hit more later. It's a good thing Shane's current employer doesn't treat him the way he wants Vic treated. The hypocrisy of these people is just insane. Right? Kurel Scar says, buddy is your favorite word and possibly your favorite insult I've learned. How dare you, don't reveal my secrets. Scary things are scary. Slice me off some more shoe leather, my brother. Hashtag fridge guy. And GRP poll says, will Law and Order SVU prepare me for a future debate with you? Yes, absolutely. Bring it. Absolutely bring it. Okay, next. We're going to talk Crowder. Oh, wait, we'll quickly hit these GoFundMes. Here's what I'm going to say about them. 1. Victims against abuse. Victims against abuse had a shockingly successful run. It died way too soon. It is a complete campaign. It is no longer active. It raised, value meals for 4, $30. That showed the victims of sexual abuse really came out in force for that one. I have no idea what happened to this campaign. I had nothing to do with any of it. By the time I even looked at this thing, it was already toast. So there you go. The other campaign where Jamie Markey is an organizer, I don't know if she is the creator of the campaign. I don't know anything about it. Guys, attacking that campaign is a honeypot. From my read of that campaign, I don't see anything fraudulent. I am not going to say anything negative about it. It looks, on my very minimal research, like a legitimate charity. And if people want to donate to that cause, that's up to them. I'm not going to say that I don't think that Markey's even getting the money from it or anything like that. She's listed as an organizer. So it does not look suspicious to me. It looks like maybe at worst a virtue signal, but it also looks like it's within the MO of someone like Jamie Markey. I will not talk bad about that thing at all. I do not suggest that anyone goes and does anything in regards to it. Let that charity raise money and let them get prominent people to promote it all they want. That's fine. If you want to do that through GoFundMe, go do it. Go do it. All right. Next, where are we? Crowder. Let's pull up Crowder's case here. We're going to read through this brief article. This is from the least biased source I could find on the subject, which is Louder with Crowder. But it's a principle. This is an argument on principle. Let's talk about it. What is this? Okay, anyway. Let's talk about this on principle. We've got, hold on, I screwed up my windows. Oh no, I didn't. We're good. Disney pulls Louder with Crowder's Oscar live string. Now it's war. Okay, guys, gals, and Z's, it's about that time. Let me see your war face. In case you haven't heard, we've found ourselves embroiled in a battle with authoritarian jackholes at ABC/Disney as they opted to selectively hard strike our YouTube channel with a bogus copyright claim. Last night for our annual Oscars live stream party, the Louder with Crowder team and I need your support in turning this into a rallying cry to fight back against these type of practices. And I will put it out. If anyone wants to clip this, if you've got an in, Crowder, buddy, I would love to talk to you, your half Asian lawyer, on my show. I would love to talk about this. This strikes at the core of something that is very dear to me, which is false DMCAs. I hate them. I would love to talk to them. If you've noticed, I've covered Bill Richmond's lawsuit where he is, your half Asian lawyer is fighting against Prettiest Matt on behalf of the quartering. I would love to talk to you and him about this. We got to get the word out, man. This stuff can't go on. YouTube system cannot work this way. So if anybody wants to send that to Crowder, if you've got a line to him, I'd appreciate it, because I'd love to get him on the show. Fight back against these kinds of practices which are designed to silence alternative voices into oblivion. Absolutely. The video below, which we will not watch on this stream, because I don't want Crowder to DMCA me. That's a joke. It's a joke, buddy. We're not going to watch it, though. Should provide most of what you need to know, but I've included some helpful context below. Some other important notes here, just so we aren't lumped in with the little conservatives who cried censorship. Here's the thing. Our stream was well within the realm of fair use. Of that, there is no doubt. Of course, if you have transformed the Oscars from a self-aggrandizing display of the new aristocracy, congratulating and filleting themselves over and over for performances that people really don't care about that much, that's what the Oscars is. If you transform that into a show where you live ridicule that show, you have significantly transformed. You've either at least engaged in fair use because of the criticism and commentary aspect. You've arguably engaged transformative use because you've changed it from people who are still stuck in the idea that these awards matter in any way other than to just signal some sort of virtue and go ahead and congratulate some sort of money mover or whatever, to a place of ridicule. You've transformed the work. It's no longer the Oscars when you're making fun of the Oscars and the very nature and idea of it. Secondly, there were and still are other Oscar stream parties freely available on YouTube. That's because they're fair use. Ones that aren't even in the realm of qualifying as the transformative content ours provided. Transformative use and fair use are separate. I want to point that out. There are two different avenues to using. They're both technically fair, but transformative use is different from fair use. It's two prongs on the same fork. It's a meat fork. It's a meat fork. You shove that meat fork right into the heart of your opponent. We had sketches, guests, original photoshops, parodies, as well as fresh commentary. Not even Trevor Noah's 27 writers could think up on a budget of millions. That's because they're all the same person. This application is, quote, selective enforcement of the law, but it's a scam claim, but as it is, considering our stream was entirely transformative. And that's the nefarious nature of the DMCA process that YouTube engages in, is that it puts the burden on the accused, not on the accuser. And it demonetizes the accused and forces them to fight back for it. And they're just a little slow to respond to some people. Thirdly, the Oscars live stream is part of Louder with Crowder tradition. We performed the same stream last year in its entirety without issue, just as we've done for all presidential debates and major news events. Finally, our stream was rocketing past 40,000 live viewers at any given moment and toward 50,000 very quickly, allegedly several times the viewership of ABC's own YouTube stream, which is worth noting as well, because as far as we understand it right now, meaning this could change, a person had to manually attack our channel. Our current understanding is that this was not a mere algorithm, which likely rivaled the actual Oscars viewership. ABC couldn't handle the competition, so they aborted our live stream. And Crowder, you should know that they are for abortion. You know that. Here's the plan. We'll be sicking our half Asian lawyer Bill Richmond on ABC Disney for the strike. They cannot go after content creators like us without suffering the legal consequences. content creators rise up, I guess. And considering that there have been 2 landmark fair use lawsuits that have definitely set a precedent protecting creators with transformative content, see Matt Hoseinzadeh versus Ethan Klein and Hila Klein, and Equals 3 versus Junkin Media. You can bet that ABC Disney is in for a rough ride, and they'll be paying, I mean, in the end, they'll be paying Richmond's fees. They'll be paying Richmond's fees on that. Mug Club copyright strikes like this and others before it are why we have the Mug Club and are so thankful to every single member of it. Mug Club allows us a safe space, see what I did there, to deliver the content we want to create without limits to the people who want to consume it. You! So if you've not yet joined Mug Club, consider doing so by clicking here and using promo code ThisIsWar for $20 off until Wednesday at midnight. So if you want to support Crowder, go do that. This is not a paid advertisement by Crowder or Louder with Crowder or The Blaze Media or anybody else. Or the Mug Club. Okay, that is that story. False DMCAs. I was just talking with this very, very sharp YouTuber by the name of Vito, I think his name is. If you noticed, Vito was paying attention to the attention this stream has been getting lately. He has been in the chat the past 2 days spamming weird nonsense, and I've only briefly caught bits of it, and I can't actually decipher what he's trying to say. But Vito, is it Vito? He is engaged in an argument with me on my free speech video where I boldly profess that freedom of speech is freedom from consequences, and he cannot wrap his very large mind around the idea that if you have a consequence for your action, you don't have freedom. Because he's stuck. He's stuck in this mode. He's stuck in this mode where, of course, you don't have to listen. Well, yes, of course you don't have to listen, but that means that the speech wasn't free. That might be okay, but let's not pretend we have something that we don't. And of course, when you bill yourself as a public platform for free speech and the free exchange of ideas, and then you start consistently banning one side of the aisle or one particular perspective or people who use one particular word that you don't like, you're not free. You're not free. And terms of service don't matter, you dummy. Terms of service don't matter because they're selectively enforced, they're non-binding, and they're worth nothing. They don't matter at all because they don't have to follow the terms of service. And they can waive it when there's a violation. It's an illusory promise. It's just a guideline. So you can not violate the terms of service or violate the terms of service or questionably violate the terms of service. You will not get a hearing. You will not get an opportunity to be heard if they don't want to give it to you, and you'll just be gone from the internet. Only the way we all communicate now. If you can't understand that, I don't know how to help you. But I'm not talking about a legal thing here. I'm talking about a first principle, a founding concept. Yes, of course, the First Amendment only applies and is enforceable against the government. However, the First Amendment is based on a core principle that really the worst thing you should be able to do to someone if you don't like what they say is walk away. But if you leverage some structure to prevent that guy from hearing that guy because you don't like that guy, and that guy doesn't know if you like him or if they like him or not, then you are using too much power and leveraging some sort of construct to infringe on the right to speak and the right to be heard by someone else and the right to hear. You're infringing on these basic ideas. And how you don't understand this as I'm the biggest free speech absolutist I know. No, you're not. No, you're not. And I'm trying to fix you and everybody else who doesn't get it. And if you think you are, I'm sorry, you haven't thought hard enough. Academics, please respond. Tell this guy he's wrong because We got to cure the cancer. We have to make sure we're starting from zero, not from halfway. Your woman never wants you to start halfway. You always start from zero. You have to start at the beginning. So maybe there are reasonable encroachments on free speech, including walking away from someone. Sure, but make sure we're always bearing in mind that that person should not only have the right to speak, but the guy next to you should have the right to hear him. Anyway, sorry to rail on free speech. I just really am sick of these pro-free speech people being like, well, I'm pro-free speech, but I'm fine if everybody else on earth gets deplatformed because, well, my terms of service. Come on, you can't be that dense. All right, let's get back into these chats. Here we go. Forever229 says it's okay to be the bull. That's what Drexel says. It's okay to be the bull. You know, that's not in my moral code, but that's not for me to judge. 93 TJ says, I mean, Cuck's always going to need bulls. There's a market. 93 TJ says, heard Shane was skipping town to avoid paying his $2,000 bet. I guess that makes him a potato peeler. Shane, man, you promised live on the air. Why you would do this is beyond me. You promised 2 people that you owed them $500 and another guy $1,000. Where's your credibility, fam? Venmo it. Put it in the GoFundMe. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Pay them their money. Pay them their money. If anybody knows a heavy, I'm looking for one. Moist John putting in another to make you read my name again, and it's Bloomington, my man. Oh yeah, awesome buddy. Thank you for doing that. Shout out to Bloomington. We all know and love you for the Mall of America. Mall of America, by the way, Mall of America has ruined Marsh versus Alabama, which was one of the pinnacle weapons against this online censorship. The Mall of America and protecting the Mall of America's money income has actually ruined it. Thank you. Thank you, Minnesota, for doing that. Next, Flatface7777. Due respect to the chair, but seeing Shane running a con and waddling about under the crushing weight of his own incompetence inspires me. Yes, if Shane can do it, anybody can. Cons for everybody. That's the new FDR policy. And just like Shane... FDR won't stand up for it. However, he will hand out a convention management to everybody, no matter how incompetent they are. German Nigor says, Ralph is censoring his fans and banning people. You're cool, though. That's a shame to hear. I hope it's not true. Majin Wiabu says, just finish your debate with Shane from 2 nights ago. Holy poop, what an absolute buffoon. Makes me genuinely concerned for the future of humanity that someone can be that stupid. I don't... And here's the thing. There's a difference between being ignorant about law or ignorant about a subject and being stupid. That guy was stupid. I mean, like, what was his plan? What on earth did he think was going to happen? And I'm pretty sure he thinks he got the result he desired, which is embarrassing. He got his public convention to lock down their own Twitter. Bang up job, buddy. Good luck attracting new fans with a lock mechanism and says our tweets are protected. I hope it works for you. Okay. Schwanz Gruberman says, so after saying I turned from the Imperial Creed, a few rather large gentlemen are at my door. They're saying they detect heresy and that I should open my door. What should I do? Don't talk to cops or Arbites. Fancy Gusto said, not had full sleep in 3 days because these streams are so fantastic. Me either. Thank you. Thank you. Also, what kill team you doing? Got guard and Mechanicus myself. I haven't ordered one yet, but I'll tell you if I do. I really would like to do one and paint one. Even though I'm probably going to be bad at it. Angel of Death Driver says, so Shane being proven to be the chairman of Namakai Convention, would this implicate him in court with terms of the stuff he pulled? I would open Namakai up. Like, if he's the chairman and acting like that and holding out, trying to extort Vic or Vic's fans or me, like trying to get me to, I'll put an end to the Twitter wars. Twitter, stop fighting. I'm Moses. I separate the Twitter sides from each other, and the fighting will cease momentarily while we all get Vic's life back on track. Like, trying to extort some sort of response out of me or out of Vic. Yeah, I mean, he could pull his con into discovery. Con's in Texas. What are you doing? What are you doing? His law firm's in Texas. All of this stuff is in Texas. All right. Money Waffles. Looks like Rooster Teeth isn't going to win a death battle with Vic's lawsuit. Rooster Teeth probably thought they were immune, and then along came Shannon. Hi, I'm Shannon. I know all about legal stuff, and I'm going to call people gross. And Shannon's a boy. Just so we're clear, I'm not doing a girl's voice. I'm doing a Shannon voice. Shannon's going to call people gross and win all of the fights for Rooster Teeth. And you know, everybody at Rooster Teeth is just pulling their hair out, eating it, and trying to die, choke on it and die. Because all they want on earth is saying, please, God, you idiot, shut up before you drag us into this. We did the perfect statement that was just so nothing. It followed all the rules of firing someone in Texas. And here you are, speaking on behalf of Rooster Teeth, saying everything dumb you can imagine. Keep talking, Shannon, you idiot. Keep talking. What are you thinking? Enjoy your independent contractor status when you have to walk into that corporate lawyer's office and they say, my God, what have you gotten us into? And next to him is HR, who says, can you? Do you even have the ability to press the off button? For God's sakes, be quiet, man. We're trying to not get sued here. And you're out there, yappity yap, yap, yap. I'm a legal expert. I know everything. I'm so smart. And they're just getting dragged, kicking and screaming like a Cosby victim. No, actually, they're quiet. Yeah, just like they've gotten the full house Cosby, and Rooster Teeth has been drugged, silenced, and is being dragged off to the casting couch by Shannon. What a dope. What a dope. Good job. Oh my goodness. I would love to be on the phone with the executives or the legal counsel and these voice actors when they're like, shut up. For God, shut up, please. The Japanese are watching. Our fans are watching. 65% of the people in this argument still support this guy, and that's more customers than you have. Please shut up. Let us deal with this. We can fly under the radar if it wasn't for you. If it wasn't for you. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. What is it? Meximan and Cheese says, I'm drinking Abomination Lost Spirit whiskey. You try? Never heard of it. I would love to try it. I'll see if they can find some. Keck7Go, I did some Googling and it seems my knowledge about Salvation Army was outdated. Sorry, Salvation Army, please don't sue me. I'm sure they would never do that, Keck. Nick is my lawyer. All documents go to him. You touch Keck and I will ruin you. Mega Vigoroth says, I do hope Vic suing doesn't ruin Monica and Vic's friendship. It already survived a sexual assault and her helping destroy his career. Would hate to see such a wonderful friendship destroyed. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Invidious Ignoramus says, in one ear and out the anus. Nick 2019. It's a long serpent's tongue, man. It's a long serpent's tongue. Angel of Death Driver says, also the information about him being a chairman is from public domain records. There you go. Also, I think it was pretty obvious when he shut down the Twitter, because he obviously protected that Twitter's tweets from the harassment of saying, will you issue a public statement on this? So much harassment. El Gunaha Carnspur says, can't wait to watch hell rain on these blue-haired dongolites. Also, what are the legal implications of asking a blue hair to suck a D1CK and telling them to? Asking for a friend? It's probably rhetorical hyperbole, but I would act like, honestly, you got to talk to a lawyer in your jurisdiction on that one. Ear Juice on Twitter for 1 week. So fun. Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 2nd edition is the best. D&D is dumb. There you go. Kairotan says, how will it work if Monica makes a statement under penalty of perjury of her accusation? I mean, she can make that statement. Better not be any evidence of fabricating that statement. Better not be any evidence. Because I have a feeling if I had a litigious firm and I made bearing down my throat and I made a questionable statement under perjury, I would be in some serious trouble. And yeah, I'll hit that one right now. That's from A Crux. Take another shot, Inquisitor. Thank you, sir. That is a very large and very kind donation. I appreciate it. Delicious. Delicious. Tillip says, shill the merch. Also, Terrence Howard thinks 1 times 1 equals 2. Of course, running below your video right now should be a scrolling bar of merchandise. And Tillip is a guy who helps me design some of that merchandise. I believe we are coming out with a petulant little jerk shirt or mug. Tillip, if you hear me, buddy, I think we should make a petulant little jerk shirt or mug to go ahead and put on, to put for people, and we can put Rekieta Law on it somewhere. That would be fun, I think. Mark C says, Hambly, Meyer, and Mignogna. Hopefully after this year, people will finally grow a brain. You know what? Hambly's gonna win unless something really weird happens. Meyer is gonna win unless something really weird happens. And I have a feeling we'll be hearing about Meyer's case very, very soon. Some updates. Jurisdictional discovery is ending like 1st of March. So we should see some updates on that really soon. Hopefully after this year, people will finally grow a brain. Mignogna, I think there's a good chance that Mignogna comes out of this with favorable results. Now, let me say, not every single person will be sued, I would think. There's so many targets. Some of them may actually turn. We may not really hear about that because if you're able to turn someone pre-litigation, then of course, that's beneficial and they don't get a lawsuit, right? Like that's the whole idea. How you avoid a lawsuit is you call up the firm that is, now public record and you say, I'm so-and-so and I want to talk about how to keep myself out of court or keep my emails out of the public eye. Like that's what you do. You probably lawyer up. I mean, if you can afford one. If you can't, I mean, maybe you talk to them anyway. That's up to you. But recommendation would be lawyer up and make a phone call before the documents arrived. I mean, guys, you have such an advantage here because you've got some lawyer on the internet telling you over and over again, despite your stupid denials of reality, that you're on the chopping block. Because this isn't rocket science. This isn't a unique legal theory. It's kind of a novel strategy that I've laid out because just because no one has gone scorched earth, no one has gone for like suing who you want to sue? Everybody. No one's done that yet, but everybody in these situations has thought about it and they just came out to a calculation that maybe it wasn't the right time. And how did that work for them? I'm telling you, I'm warning you. I'm almost your best friend because your best friends keep saying, no, don't even pay attention to the fantasy lawsuit. Your stupid fiance keeps calling these fantasy lawsuits. Honey, it's coming sooner than him. That guy has to ask if he's a beta. It's coming quickly. Stop listening to these people and listen to the professionals. You're on the radar, honey. You came out with a public statement when the man was already dead, and you corroborated other people's things. If it's not, so if you can't prove it's true, what are you thinking? You think you're immune? Why would you be immune? Stop listening to non-lawyers and pick up a phone call and be real honest and see what he says. See what that lawyer says you should do. Oh my God, he would recommend calling Vic's law firm tonight. Tonight. Not only do we have a case, not only have I easily laid out a case against you, I've laid out the grounds for malice on all of you. And I'm not even his lawyer. I'm just a guy. I'm just a dumb drunk on YouTube. You idiots. You stupid, self-important idiots. What are you thinking? Pay attention. Pay attention. I'm trying to teach you here. Oh my God. All right. Back. Now, where were we? Yorgamondo7, Twitter is real. My Facebook friend said so. Scary things are scary. Where I just dropped it. Where'd it go? There we go. Scary things are scary. Nick, second Balma gave me chills. You're savage. That's like these people. You know what it is. You know what it is. Lydia Schuett says, congratulations on almost 40,000 subscribers. I'm exciting how fast it's increasing. Thank you, Lydia, and thank you for being a longtime supporter of the show. By the way, I do still have your statue, and it will be added to the background very soon. I want to make sure I can transfer it from my old house to the new house without breaking it. So that is going to be there. I still love that statue and very much appreciate it. Sir Shane. Actually, I think Monica's the third Bulma. Well, F. I mean, if you're the third, I mean, they don't care about who's fourth. They really don't. Muse Observing says, do you think if it was Victoria Mignogna that we'd be in the same situation? Of course not. Would we hashtag believe all victims if it were men making accusations against women? Of course not. Of course not. The Texan 83, Rial is third Bulma. Curse of the Blood Rubies Dragon Ball movie had a different cast than even Funimation's first. Whoa, where did we go? First Bulma, possibly even Ocean, so maybe even fourth. Oh man. Oh man, she's the quarterback that they keep around in case everyone else is literally dead. Forever 229. More evidence has presumably been proven false, as the person came out and said they did not consent to the use of their video, and the first statement made by Anime News Network and Mars Girl is false. Yeah, Anime News Network. I wouldn't want to be you. If they're not sweating bullets, oh, we're Canadian, eh? We're gonna be fine, you know. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. They're not gonna come up here. Why would they come up here? Canadian law, you know. Except Vic's not in Canada. Vic's not in Canada, Anime News Network. And last I checked, I could make a very good argument that since you were targeting contracts in Texas, that jurisdiction goes to Texas, eh? Bring your hockey stick. Bring your hockey stick, eh? Take in a Stars game. You'll be fine. Live Bearer Fancier. Don't like Star Wars? Unsub. Kidding. I like your content too much to do that. Thank you so much, buddy. J Denham 8 says, pop the donation cherry. Ooh, thank you. Happy to be your first. To congratulate you on Shane. I'd have told the disingenuous P-K K to shove it up his A in the first 20 minutes. You have the patience of a saint. Sometimes. Nocturmo says, DMCA drinking gin during a Rekieta stream is my IP. Pneumatic Autist says, 3 NPCs walk into a bar. They don't get anything. Aww. Alberta Logan says, did you see the Emmett Plant story? It's so funny. Yeah, I've seen it. What the Vic was like just flat out assaulting dancers in the middle of conventions or whatever. Of course. Nicholas Burns says, dang, your short rants are so powerful. Much love. Thanks, buddy. Julio Santoyo says, free speech is dead. I mean, it is, but we've got the paddles. We've got the battery. Let's use it. And then we can use it for sexy things later. Zamcast says Maddox lost because his problems effing suck, right? Just like saying it again because it always sounds funny. Federal Reserve has committed treason. So Social Security violates my Fifth Amendment. It does. It does. It's an unconstitutional taking, but who cares? No, it's a fee. It's a tax. It's fine. The end. Did Shane write a check his mouth couldn't cash? I frankly am not convinced that any check coming from Shane wouldn't bounce. Wouldn't bounce. Dodge 840 HP says, hey, Nick, you big feeg. Keep crushing retards. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I will try to do that. People who are tards a second time, I will keep crushing them for sure. They're going to have to call me the potato masher for after Shane, I guess. SoCat says, talk to Sargon plus bring him on. It's open invitation, I guess. Knights of Hope X says, by the way, Google and company are quasi-government organizations with federally enforced monopolies. Should they be treated the same as truly private businesses? No, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. I'd argue not. And no, they should not. Google is not Kiwi Farms. Google is not a privately, entirely, free of everything company that was just built by some guy's hard work and reputation. Google is obviously partly government funded. It is protected in many ways. And no, it should be very, very different. We need to stratify this out. The rules were created when this stuff wasn't that way. Caleb Cooney, thank you so much for this nightly content. Your sultry voice has been helping my insomnia since Sunday evening. Sorry for your loss, and thank you so much for carrying this banner with us and seeking the God honest truth. Well, you're welcome, Caleb. Hopefully that sultry voice helped out. Angel Death Driver, says, where to go? Angel Death Driver says, Mars Girl just recently used someone's Vic interaction normal video to forward her narrative without asking for consent to use the video from the owner to explain. Look up Creep Heart Pasta. Yeah, Mars Girl. Mars Girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? I know you're just a Twitter expert, just passing along other people's allegations. Hey, sugar, pumpkin, sweetheart, cupcake, cinnamon swirl, sweet potato, whatever it is, whatever you want to be called, doesn't matter. Reckless disregard for the truth with actual malice is still defamation. You dummy. And I don't know how someone would prove actual malice when you've got DMs to people openly admitting that you're going after Vic Mignogna and that after the Vic stuff is sorted out, you can move on to other targets. I don't know how any lawyer could convince a Texas jury of normal people, of normal, good salt of the earth folks, that some anonymous person on Twitter being mad at some actor who maybe shunned her in an elevator or whatever shouldn't be able to ruin a man's career by just replying and adding their verified status to tweet after tweet after tweet with failing to verify the source. I don't know how any lawyer could convince a jury of moms with sons, of dads, of single men, of actual victims of sexual assault, that some guy's life probably shouldn't be destroyed by a bunch of false narratives about kisses that were unwanted. Like the rape victim in Denton County who's on the jury probably doesn't have much sympathy for someone hiding behind an alias in Los Angeles or wherever you are. Hiding behind that alias, ruining some guy's life from afar by just repeating a massive volume of other people's allegations that have never been in a police report, have never been to court, and can't be proven in any single way. I don't know how anyone could possibly show malice when you openly state that, or how they could show conspiracy when you say you've got friends all over the industry, especially at the companies who fired him, and especially when those alleged friends go ahead and come out with statements against him, and especially when your former co-hosts are the ones writing the circle jerk articles to back up your stories weeks later with citations back to you. How on earth could some hick lawyer stand in front of a jury and make that case? Defamation is so hard to claim for a public figure who 99.9% of people on earth have never seen his face and couldn't identify his voice because it's attached to a drawn character. How on earth could an attorney in Texas talking to a jury in Texas convince someone that a social justice warrior out of California is trying to ruin the life of a good Christian man? Oh my God, what a stretch of the imagination, you galaxy-brained morons! What were you thinking picking this target? What were you thinking? Good God, you all think you're immune. You all think that no one could possibly foil your good plan, but the Scooby Squad is all over it, you idiots. I can't take it. I can't take the pretend. The fantasy. The fantasy. You engage in your own reverse rape fantasy where you thought you were going to do it. You were going to do it. You got him. You got him and didn't think how anybody could figure it out. We've already archived the DMs, you idiot. Because somewhere out there, someone was either so stupid that they bragged and leaked the DMs publicly, or they were so freaking sorry that someone's life was going in a garbage disposal over your little plan because he didn't sign your gay art. And believe me, in closing arguments in Denton County, Texas, or worse for you because it'll be federal in the Eastern District, which is not even in Dallas. It's like in Collin County, Texas. You're out of the metro, sugar. You're gonna be in a what Texas would consider a small town, and you're gonna have an attorney in closing arguments being like, this all stemmed. Remember, y'all, this all stemmed from some California liberals' offense that this Christian man refused to sign art portraying his characters as homosexuals when they're not. Oh my God. What was your plan? What was your plan? You're just going to casually ruin someone's life. Just not even thinking about the possibility that you'd get sued. Not even thinking about it. Day Talk. Had some Clark training a few years back in Minnesota. You're the most genuine and friendliest people in the States. Keep it up, Rekieta. Well, thank you very much. Blood Raven says, don't talk to me or my lawyer ever again. A-Crux. Thank you again. That was from before. Take another shot, Inquisitor. I'm not going to do a full shot on this one. We'll just do a sip. Wooter Van Putten. Phoenix Wright Attorney. Ace Attorney Trilogy came out today on Xbox. Is this a good alternative for the bar exam? Note, I have an Xbox One X. Yes, the Xbox One X has significant performance improvements over the original Xbox One. So you'll be on a fast track. With the increased processing power, you'll be on the fast track to passing the bar exam. Good job. Darian the Ghoul says, if I was Sony and seeing what Funimation was doing right now, I'd fire everyone right away. Also, I have blue hair. There you go. There you go. Ocean Redux, take FKN shot, FKN shot. Death of Star Wars says, can I sue Rotten Tomatoes for taking down my Captain Marvel comment? Probably not. Unfortunately, you can ridicule the heck out of them, though. Mike C says, hashtag I stand with Vic, save Edward Elric. I don't know where you came from, Nick, but keep fighting the good fight. I came from good, normal people stock. That's where I came from. With just all it is just like I want the world to work in a normal way. That's right. That's right. Sen of the End says, stoke the fire, Nick, burn them all to ash in Minecraft. Dodge 840 HP says, Nick is on a roll and mention my previous $49.99. You will learn, I will teach you. Yeah, I think I got that one right. Oh, yeah. You did, yeah, I read that one. I read that one. Absolutely. Let's see. Woodman Gaming. Always fun to check in. You're making work easy. My pleasure. My pleasure. James Bays. And in just a minute, guys, we're going to go to Twitter Law School. We're going to go to, or we're going to go against, we're going to fight against the law firm of Twitt and Er. Twitt and Er will be fighting against us, and we will take some legal arguments from Twitter. Woodman Gaming. Oh, wait. James Bays says, I have the weirdest boner. Thanks, Nick. You're welcome. You're welcome. Biggest Geeka says, timestamp drunk rant at 1:31. I think that's 1 hour and 31 minutes. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Muse Observing says, guys, I'm getting the heat. I'm getting the anger itches, guys. Getting too mad, getting literal allergic reaction to these people. Muse Observing says, surprised that Monica is a feminist. I thought snakes were asexual. True American Hero says, don't forget Bulma's fist voice in the Lost dub. First voice in the Lost dub. Thank you very much for that. Stuffy D4HL says, praise Cinch for the amount of justice planned involved in this lawsuit. Boag says, how do you sue someone from Canada in Texas? Oh, they do business in the US, and you can absolutely sue someone from Canada in Texas if the activity was directed towards Texas. Now, Anime News Network, arguably, with where is it? I'll just pull it up. Let me see here. Let me see. How could we possibly, no, that's not what I want. No. Hold on. Let's brainstorm this. How could we possibly show that Anime News Network was directing activity towards, How could we possibly show that Anime News Network was directing activity towards, what do we got? Towards, where is it? Texas. Towards Vic's contracts. How could we possibly show that? I have no idea here. No idea. Let's where did my thing go? There it is. Here we go. That's what do we got here? Bamboo at Anime News Network _Bamboo. Vic is at the top of my list of scumbag VAs. For the reasons you listed, which are cut off here, although I only have secondhand stories. Would you mind sharing your stories on him being a dick to staff? I don't have to use your name if you don't want. At this point, we're just trying to corral information. Do you think maybe we can convince someone that you were acting with malice? Now, if we combine that with your tweet talking about going after VAs like Vic Mignogna, I think we can reasonably infer that you are directing tortious interference with both a contract and business prospects in the state of Texas through your publication, Anime News Network. I think that's not that hard to show right now. And it's certainly enough. This tweet or this text alone is absolutely 100% enough to survive summary judgment and get straight to discovery. You think you're going to get out of this case by like a jurisdictional dismissal after you said you're going after Vic as a voice actor, knowing for sure as an anime news source that his contracts were in Texas with Funimation and Rooster Teeth? I guarantee you we could haul, we being me, this other legal team could. Again, I'm not representing Vic. I'm just getting wrapped up in the moment. You could haul Anime News Network into court in Texas, no problem, based on that. And it's self-authenticating. It has your stupid tag right there, so we all know you sent it. Good job. Good job. Next. That's how you sue someone from Canada and Texas, through their stupidity. Through their own stupidity. Okay. Geekosity says, we need a shirt screaming, "What are you thinking?" with a picture of your four fingers next to your face. Come on, Nick, do us justice. I'll think about it. Iron Mater says, Warski and Ralph have been destroyed by a French gnome's insatiable desire to spunk in a spud. Gross. Gross. Mega Vigoroth says, ASMR channel when? Not tonight. Rando number 9. No. Blaine, public companies are controlled by Congress. CF, Facebook, Google, baseball, etc. hearings. Can we go to SCOTUS for civil rights violations from these companies? We can, but it has to be done very, very carefully. Very carefully. Rando number 9. I feel like if they do this to Vic, they're going to go after Johnny Yoga Bosch next, and he's pretty based. We've got to stop them yet. Nick, I don't know who Johnny Yoga Bosch, Johnny Young Bosch is. I don't know. Not Yoga, sorry. Johnny Young Bosch. I don't know who that is. I hear he's a voice actor, I assume. But again, I'm like looking from the outside here. Happy Hobbit says, federal law prevents Mars Girl from sharing an elevator due to weight constraints. So you have her on that. I mean, Dame Pesos did share a very unflattering photograph of Mars Girl. And I would, if I were Otis, I'd be crying. Why said Funimation should serve as an example of why Weabos shouldn't run as a company. Yeah, maybe. Seth says, you freaking fricks, when will you learn? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can't, try not to swear. Try not to do it. Let's see. Gay and still at large, when you scream, what were you thinking? I feel like you're my incredibly disappointed father. Mission accomplished. James Bay says, ruh-roh raggy. Keck7 Go, would you sign gay art? I mean, I guess. I'd sign whatever if you really want me to. I don't know if that would bring value and happiness to you. Sure, I'd sign it. Sakaki Onsai says that Mars Girl rant was the incredible Rekieta smashing Mars Loki. Puny Gorud. Puny God. I saw Clark Griswold a la Christmas Vacation oozing from your pores. The Jelly of the Month Club is coming home to roost. Raru the Red Mage says, will you continue the defamation education videos? Yeah, I will. I need to. They don't get any views. It's so funny. I don't know why. I think they're pretty useful. But yeah, I will. I will. Panda says, this is manga country. Manga country. I stand with Vic. Thanks, Nick. You're welcome. Lazarian444. Holy crap. Really? Over the equivalent of not baking a dildo cake, she wants him destroyed over not signing art that is contrary to his faith? Well, I don't know if Mars Girl wants that, but Han Leia sure does. Han Leia's been trying to destroy him for a decade because he wouldn't sign her yaoi piece. And Mars Girl just latched onto that. Rogue Mike says, Mars Girl caught lying again with people's videos. Really unfortunate if you pass off a lie, especially when you should have known it was the truth. Astaroth says, what's the final damages to your Vic legal strat? I mean, it all depends on what Vic wants to do, man. If it were me and the gloves were off, I mean, Vic would have millions of dollars, probably, from Funimation. Hundreds of thousands from Rooster Teeth. He would have apologies from all of the voice actors and the production companies, of course. And the voice actors would be individually liable for all of the for monetary damages, and they would have judgments against them for the rest of their lives because they couldn't pay. And then I would go after Mars Girl, I'd go after Anime News Network, I'd go after IO9, I'd go after all of them. If I would, gloves were off. That's not me. I don't know what the ultimate damages are for Vic's legal strategy because I'd have to know what Vic wants. And again, I'm not Vic's attorney. I'm not employed by Beard Harris, Bullock and Hughes. I run the GoFundMe and I yell at people online. So, Mr. Joshua 93 says Johnny Bosch is a VA at the same caliber as Vic. Snobby Lion says rip Killstream. I'm disappointed in Ralph. I'm sorry to hear that. Moist John says Johnny Young Bosch is a guy with little voice range, but is almost everything man. Lelouch is a fa goat. Schnitzel did nothing wrong. Schneasel did nothing wrong. Bosch is all right. 2 more chats and then we're going to go to Twitter Law School. Death of Star Wars for your fans. Before they donate to a charity, they can check out their legitimacy at guidestar.org. Yes, and I recommend doing that. And then Alberta Logan says, I heard he didn't sign it because it was porn. I heard he didn't sign it because it was non-canon. And he has a policy of signing non-canonical work. But I don't know. It doesn't actually matter because no one can be forced to sign something. They're not your puppet. All right, that said, on to Twitter Law School. We have some brave challengers. Can you guys see this? Let me. Here we go. Brave combatants of the Twitter, of the law firm of Twitt and Er. Here we go. Mitchell Horton. Now, Mitchell Horton has been talking all day. This is from 7 hours ago with all kinds of Wikipedia-fueled authority about lawsuits and about laws. So let's see what we've got. Mitchell Horton says, I've explained why. Oh, so as a response. Anyway, I actually want to know why you think 3, no lawsuit. There is no lawsuit is what he's trying to say. I really want to know your thought process behind that. I've explained why, says Mitchell Horton. Very reasonable. Defamation of a public figure. Let's Al Gore this one. Defamation of a public figure is incredibly hard to win in court. And it would open him up to 10 plus years of discovery, covering his emails, phone records, and social media. Meaning the opposing lawyers get to go through all his phone records and chat logs. Nope. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. No, that is wrong. Let's begin at the beginning. First of all, let's address where he's right. Defamation of a public figure is incredibly hard to win. It is incredibly hard to win. That is, I mean, it's hyperbolic, but it's true. It's a difficult case because you have to show actual malice. Now, the difficulty of the case depends on the intellectual caliber of your opponents. So that is the problem, of course, with this claim, but we'll take it as true. Defamation of a public figure is harder to win than just defamation. Here is a burning question, and I ranted about it earlier, but let's address it analytically. Is Vic Mignogna, under the legal standard, a public figure? Does he fall within the auspice of public figure doctrine? This kind of matters. It only matters insofar as can you prove malice. I've already shown you that at least that party from the Anime News Network, we can show malice there. Easily show malice on Karen Get the Saucedo. And we can pretty easily show malice on Jamie Markey, because Jamie Markey was smart enough with brain cells and neurons oozing out of her penis-violated ears to say that she wants his head and she wants his balls. Now, no matter the context that she's going for, pretty dang easy to make a prima facie case of malice with that tweet alone. So let's say we've got 3 targets where we can credibly and easily show malice. So you can ignore this entire difficult to win argument because malice is right there for them. However, taking the argument, is Vic a public figure? Let's argue yes. Vic is a public figure because he has 105,000 Twitter followers. He has a blue check mark on Twitter, and he appears at conventions and makes his living interacting with fans. Okay, Vic's a public figure. Let's argue no. Vic has 100,000 fans on Twitter, but these days, who doesn't? Right? Who doesn't? Prior to this lawsuit, this situation, and this is, I do not mean any malice or offense by this. Never in my life had I heard the name Vic Mignogna before January of 2019. Not once. Never. My wife doesn't know who he is. His lawyers didn't know who he was by name. People I know who don't watch anime or who aren't giant Star Trek nerds have no idea who Vic Mignogna is. 100,000 people, drop in the bucket when we're talking about global exposure. That's 100,000 out of 7 billion. And if we go down to let's just go to active users on Twitter, we'll say 2 billion. 100,000 out of 2 billion is what? A half of a tenth of a percent? So half of a hundredth, half of a thousandth of a percent of Twitter's users follow Vic Mignogna. Oh, I mean, roll out the carpets. Roll out the carpets. He's literally a nobody. His public persona is behind animated characters. His voices can and have been successfully impersonated by other people. They've been done by other people. If you get them in a different language, you don't get Vic Mignogna, you get someone else. Is this guy a public figure? If he's walking down the street, how many people know who Vic Mignogna is? This isn't Tom Cruise. This isn't Vin Diesel. This isn't Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. This guy does not have 10 million Twitter followers. Does not have 100 million Instagram followers like Taylor Swift. They're public figures. Is this guy a government employee? No, so you get the de facto public figure out of the way. Is he a limited public figure for the purposes of anime conventions? Maybe. But are anime conventions and anime news a matter of public concern? Not really. This guy isn't a public figure to save anybody's life. Again, you walk up with you've got a 6-shooter in your hand, okay? You have one chamber loaded, and it's the last chamber in the car, in the whatchamacallit. Last chamber in the little wheelie thing. I'm using Democrat descriptions of guns, I'm sorry. You walk up to 6 people, point the gun at their head, and you say, name Vic Mignogna. 6 random people. Do you know who Vic Mignogna is? I'm going to pull the trigger if you say no. You will kill the last person. You will do it. Because out of any 6 people you pick, they don't know who Vic Mignogna is. It's not a slight to Vic. He's a very successful voice actor. That's just how it goes. Now, you walk up to 6 people and say, who's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? You won't get past the 3rd one. You're not gonna. That's a public figure. That's the public figure doctrine. I'm going to propose that to the Supreme Court. The public figure doctrine test is if you load the six chamber in a revolver and you walk up and point the gun at someone's head and ask them who it is and you kill someone because they don't know, that's not a public figure at that point, and they shouldn't have that bar. That's it. That's it. Cylinder. Thank you, cylinder. It's a basic geometric term. Hashtag winning. All right. So is he a public figure? I'd argue, honestly, if I'm Vic's lawyer, I'm arguing no all day. All day. You prove he's a public figure. Show me Vic Mignogna in the news that isn't propagated by this specific action. And you can't be made a public figure by your action. So anyway, let's move on from that. I've already talked about the malice, but let's get into the big take on discovery. Let's get on the big take on discovery. It would open him up to 10 plus years of discovery. No, of course it's not going to open up 10 years of discovery. 10 plus years of discovery would be way overbroad, would be overburdensome on Vic Mignogna, and would be irrelevant to any claim he's making. So it's certainly not going to open him up to 10 years of discovery. Certainly not. And then let's look at the discovery. Covering his emails. Remember the allegation. If it's defamation, Vic Mignogna grabbed my hair. Jamie Markey. Grabbed my hair, pulled it back, and kissed me. No, not even kissed me. Whispered something probably sexual into my ear. Before I guess, but I don't remember, told him to get the F off me. Okay? That's the allegation. Did Vic email himself stating that I grabbed Jamie Markey's hair, whispered sexiness into her ear, and then she threw me off of her in the lobby of Funimation Studios on this particular date? What on earth do you think is going to prove that statement true in an email, you dummy? Of course not. Of course they're not going to go after an email. What judge would be like, you know what? Yeah, go through all of his emails. Just all of them. Going back 10 years. Because you haven't even proven the date that it happened. You can't even... Here's how defamation works. And I'm going to get to this if I keep covering it. But here's the thing. I can't take it. This guy thinks that Vic has to prove the falsity of the statement. No. You have to prove the truth of the statement. If you allege that at a particular date, at some time, Vic grabbed your hair, whispered sweet nothings into your ear, and you threw him off, what date? What date was that? Remember, you have to prove the truth. You have to prove the truth. He doesn't have to prove it didn't happen. You have to prove it did. Well, here's my first question for you under oath on the stand. What date, lady? When did it happen? Because if you can't tell me what date, we can't even start looking through employment records to see who worked there, much less who was there. How do you get a witness? You don't get to just say it. What date? You can't even provide the date. What? Next question. About what time? And I hope whatever you say matches Vic's calendar for being in studio. I hope to God whatever you say under penalty of perjury matches Vic's calendar. Otherwise, it kind of looks like you made it up. Even if you didn't, it looks that way, and that's pretty bad for your case. You have to prove it, not infer it. There's no assuming the sale here, miss. All right, next. Let's see who answered this guy. See if we know anybody who answered this guy. Discovery would most likely cut both ways in something like this. Citation needed. How's it going to cut both ways? It cuts one way because discovery, which is, if I'm again, going to Jamie Markey, for example, and I'm suing her for not only defamation, for the false statement about me grabbing her hair. I'm suing for, here's the trick, Miss Independent Contractor, and probably considered a sole business entity in Texas, and so is Vic, and a competitor because you're both voice actors. That's business defamation, which is different from regular defamation, because now you're spreading information about professional, or as it were, unprofessional conduct of a competitor. You're now in the realm of corporate litigation, lady. You're out of the personal defamation. I mean, don't get me wrong. You bring the personal defamation action, but against her, who's either a sole proprietorship or maybe operates her, if she's smart at all, operates her voice acting career out of some LLC or something like that. You're now in corporate litigation because you've defamed a competitor's professional practice. And guess what, sweetie? In that case, even the truth can still be defamation if you show malice, because it's business defamation. But how on earth are you going to say the discovery cuts both ways about your unique accusation? Vic's not going to have emails about this, I don't think. And if you want to try and find them, you better allege some reason that you think you will. That's part of discovery, is backing up your... Because if you go after Vic's emails on this, the first thing you get is an objection. Objection relevance. What evidence of the claim that he grabbed my hair and kissed me or whatever he did are you going to find in Vic's email? Now, the other cause of action is conspiracy to both of these things, in which they can plausibly suggest that you had communications with Mars Girl, Monica Rial, Jesse Pridemore, and Funimation Corporate. They can very easily assert and make a pretty good claim based on your public statements and their public statements, and the fact that you openly stated there was an investigation that you, or at least Monica Rial and Samantha Inuit or whatever, Inu Size of the Hut, all of that, all of you have laid out broad as day, I don't know, clear as day. You've laid out a prima facie case of business conspiracy. Of course, Vic's going to get discovery. You think you're going to get discovery back? Why? Are you going to allege that you emailed him or something about it? I guess. But are you seriously going to take the position that Vic emailed someone else? And what evidence do you have to make that inference? You have to back it up. You don't just get to say it. Discovery's broad, but it ain't that broad. All right, next. Nobody knows until you're in court. No, but we can make some pretty good guesses based on professional experience. When confronted with the long shot odds of winning a case like this, won't take the risk. Hey, Mitchell, the long shot odds are mitigated pretty heavily by having $75,000 to make that filing for free. Guess what? Let's check it. Because I saw in the chat, we're now over $75,000. You guys keep contributing to this. Other people keep contributing to this. Vic will have $100,000. You're scared of a defamation case? Oh, because it's so expensive and it might not put out results? But it might put out results. Or it might give you information about another person. Think about that. He's now got, what's it cost to file a defamation case with the evidence that they've given? And when you've got the same pool of evidence that's already been reviewed by your legal team, I don't know, $2,000, $3,000, something like that, a couple $1,000s. Like, now that's per a specific case. All you're doing is paying the law firm to write up a complaint for defamation that survives summary judgment. We're no longer in the each complaint costs tens of thousands of dollars. The whole thing does. And guess what? His fans have given him $75,000 so far. No reason to suggest that we're not going to hit $100,000 as this thing trucks on. The fans have given this guy the ability to pursue that expensive claim at no expense to him. Still think he's not going to do it? Why? I love the internet. I love it. I love it. Bringing justice back by mitigating the risk amongst a huge group of people is the greatest thing. It's the thing our justice system has needed for decades, because justice has only been accessible to people with enough financial resources to really just stick it out. But now justice is accessible to anybody with a voice, or anybody with some backing, or anybody who's even adjacent to the cause. You dummy. You miscalculated so bad on this. He won't take the risk. What risk? $0 risk. Beat summary judgment, beat the slap motion, and oh my God, it's almost like he's got a competent law firm who can do it. How is it a long shot? The bar for a public figure winning a defamation libel suit is notoriously high in the US. You have to prove malicious lies. Wrong! Wrong! Legal malice. Legal malice is not malicious lies, which requires proving intent, which is ... hard. Oh, proving intent is hard? Hey, guys, have you ever heard of anyone going to jail ever? Now, I know that's a criminal context and not a civil context, but the overwhelming majority of crimes require proof of intent beyond any reasonable doubt. That's the criminal standard. The civil standard is preponderance of the evidence. It's embarrassingly low. More likely than not likely, this person intended to harm Vic. Again, if we're on our case study, Jamie Markey, Jamie said, I want his head, I want his balls. Do you think she has intent to lie? Of course she does. She just put it out to the entire earth that she wants him to suffer. That's motivation to lie. That's evidence. And again, you don't have to have 100%, baby. 51 in a Texas court. Next. I think that's the point you seem to be missing. If you look at the way the accuser has been talking about Vic, it's pretty easy to convince the court of malicious intent. Hey, look, Cy is correct. Good job, Mitchell Horton. You say it isn't, but I don't see any basis for that conclusion. Mitchell, there's a lot of things you don't see. You have to prove they are lying. I mean, no. No, you don't. Twitter lawyer, wrong again. You don't have to prove they're lying. The lie is presumed in Texas in a defamation case. All you have to do is credibly assert the lie under oath. Then they have to prove the truth. That's it. Prima facie case for the lie. They lied. I know they lied because I've never done that. Under oath, penalty of perjury, boom, evidence. Now you have to prove he did, which means you have to be more convincing as an affirmative defense than he is saying that never happened. And you know how you get more persuasive than a negative on a categorical denial is to go positive with bigger evidence. Because I'm sorry, if it's he said, she said, in theory, in legal theory anyway, then it's a wash. And that guy's not, then that's not a true statement. You can't show it simply because it serves your case for it to be true. So put up something, and you know you can't. You know you can't do it. Next. Still got to prove they lied though, bro. No, wrong. You just have to assert it under oath, and that is evidence that it's lie. That's it. It's all about evidence and the weight of evidence. That's how all of this works. Again, prove it happened with literally anything. Can you give me a date? I swear to God it happened, but I have no idea when. Bruh. Tell that to your lawyer and see what they suggest. Next. I don't think they're going to sue and count on discovery to prove their case. Have you ever met a lawyer? Of course they're going to count on discovery to prove their case. That's literally what you do. That's why discovery exists. Whoa. There have been 0 updates about an impending lawsuit. I mean, listen, these goalposts are Usain bolting away from the initial strategy. Think about where this started. Vic won't do anything. No one will even support him. That's their initial position. People come out and start supporting him. Well, Vic's not going to sue. I open a GoFundMe and talk about ways that he could be sued. That's a dumb drunk lawyer. No way is that GoFundMe legit. Not even a lawyer. That guy's not even licensed because we checked the wrong website. Prove the license. Go ahead and state that it would be fraud, then I would lose my license to do this GoFundMe as a scam. Still think it's a scam. I tell them, Vic's hired a lawyer. I've been in contact with them. We've got the approval from Vic and the law firm on the GoFundMe. No, they don't. Of course not. Vic puts out a statement. Yes, I'm pursuing legal action and have retained a law firm. And I approved a friend saying I'll run a GoFundMe for it. Wait, no. Well, I mean, he's still not going to... There's no law firm named, so he really hasn't hired one yet. Oh, sweetie. Oh, sweetie. He really hasn't hired one yet. There's no real law firm. Still a scam. It's a grift, right, Shannon? Right? Then I go ahead and change the beneficiary, add the law firm to it, and announce it. And they're litigators. And I explain this to you. They're litigators. In their mission statement, it says they go and do the things other law firms won't. Oh, baby. They go after people. Still not going to bring a lawsuit because, please God, don't. If they do, what happens? The goalposts they're in orbit. It's the lance of Longidus, right? They have launched that thing. It ain't coming back. It ain't coming back. All right, next. 0 updates. Only I told him from the beginning. It's almost like before I talked about it, this stuff was in motion. Like before I talked about Vic having a lawyer, maybe before I talked about the lawyer that I have openly admitted to having confirmed all of this with, maybe before that happened, I confirmed it and then mentioned that Vic has a lawyer and I know who it is. And if you want to get in touch with them through your attorney, please have them contact me and I'll make sure it happens. It's almost like I told you from the beginning and you're so stupid you didn't believe the warnings. And then when people updated you over and over and over, you still didn't believe it because you can't, because your brain is broken. It's broken. You're broken upstairs because you have to confront the reality that maybe instead of backing a guy who didn't do anything that you have not done in your own life, like just giving someone a hug casually or kissing someone on the cheek or forehead casually, like maybe he did that and there's actually an ulterior motive for ruining his career. Like, you know, all those people saying Vic is a jerk or a dick, including his friends saying that, like maybe that's their motivation for doing all of this, and that these trumped up stories about sexual assault are really just some sort of icing on the crap sandwich that they've put out there, that just because he was mean to them at some point that he deserves to be fired. Maybe you're coming to the realization right now as your brain tries to rationalize all this that you're trying to ruin a man's career, a man who has had positive interaction with hundreds of thousands of people for 2 decades over claims that you can't verify, you can't back up, and the only hope you have left is eroding in front of you, and that's that he didn't sue. That's the last thing. You're all breaking and it's embarrassing for you. The sooner you come to reality, the sooner you come to the realization that, oh my God, we've been wrong literally every single step. Why are we right now? Every single step. Fake lawyer, fake law firm, fake GoFundMe. Vic will never do it. Vic would never admit it. All of these things have been progressively proven. You've been wrong 100% of the time. Why do you think you're right now? And it's been broadcast to the earth what is going on. And you can't take it because you're so wrapped up in justice, social justice, that you can't understand that it was... You had weeks to prepare and you took none of them. And do you think that wasn't intentional too? Do you think I don't know how broken you are on the inside? Do you think I don't understand how people work? Because you people are so stupid that you can't even look up my publicly accessible law license. You can't even look that up. And you think, and then you can't find my win-loss record, which doesn't exist, dummy. Those win-loss records for lawyers, you can't find those anywhere. They don't exist. You have to do really deep research on it. But you're so dumb you can't find my publicly accessible information through a government website. And you think that I don't understand how people work? I do this for a job. I do it for a job. I get paid thousands of dollars to understand what the person across from me is thinking, to the point where someone else who is paid by a government to put people in jail, I figure out what that person is thinking, and I either make a deal for what they think they want, or I beat their argument in court and keep someone from going to prison. You idiots! This is my job! You think I don't know because you're too dumb to find my name on a government website? Honestly assess your position. Why do you think he won't sue if I've been telling you for a week straight that he can sue you, and you've been wrong every time and I've been right every time? Oh my God, get reality. All right. Legal strategy could refer to literally a dozen different things. That's true. I think he hired them for contract work. For contract work! What is with these people and contracts? Vic doesn't write the contracts. Funimation and Rooster Teeth write the contracts. Vic negotiates his positions. The cons write the contracts. Vic negotiates his positions. He's been doing it for 20 years. Either Vic already has a contract attorney or he's just confident in his own ability. What contracts do you think he's hiring someone for? You brilliant, brilliant beast. What contracts? They've all been taken away publicly. I think he hired them for contract works. You took all of his contracts. How embarrassing. I'm sorry that that's now my catchphrase, but how embarrassing to be this wrong so often. Oh, boy. Thank you, Twitter lawyer from Google University. That's a good one. Anyone care to tell me where I'm wrong then? Yeah, all of it. Literally all of it. You've been wrong. You guys have been wrong from the start. Nick just said you're wrong. Nick is the real lawyer. I'll go with him. Thank you. Thank you. Who's even accusing him of assault? They don't have to prove anything if he sues them for defamation. Wrong! Wrong, wrong, wrong! He has to prove they're lying. I've said it. I can't go back to it. Gotta resist the temptation. Hashtag resist. Hashtag, no, the defendants have to prove they're telling the truth about these allegations. I mean, that's just not how defamation lawsuits work. You literally couldn't misunderstand this harder. You couldn't misunderstand it harder. A civil court judge can do whatever they want. Yeah, actually, go ahead. Especially a district court judge. Guys, when I was in law school, we had a district court judge come in and he talked about his early experiences as a judge, as a federal district court judge, who are lifetime appointments, by the way. And here's what he did. He would call his mentor when he thought he made a mistake. Believe me, some judges do realize that they're not infallible. He called up his mentor, who's another district court judge, and he says, hey, I might have screwed this up. And the guy's answer every time, honest to God, words from this district court's mouth is it impeachable? And the guy would say, no. Then who cares? That's our legal system, y'all. Oh my God, I got it wrong. It could have cost someone millions of dollars, their livelihood, their children, their family, whatever. Is it impeachable? Well, no. Who cares? They'll sort it on appeal. There you go. There you go. That's the reality. That's the judge. So yeah, can a civil court judge do whatever they want? He's right on this point. They absolutely can. But he is wrong that is not how civil defamation courts work, or how defamation lawsuit works. You assert the falsity, it's presumed, then you have to prove the truth. Oh my gosh. Where are we? Yes, a degree from Google. Never said I had a degree. Where am I wrong? Oh, it's almost like Rekieta Log chimed in on this. Said, I mean, not really. Let's see. Where is it? I feel like I might have chimed in. Here we go. He asked why I didn't think Vic would sue. Those are my reasons. I think he literally just hired his attorneys yesterday. I mean, you think they're la-di-dying through all of this? Told you they hired the firm like a week ago. They don't specialize in this. They literally have every kind of law listed under their firm. Guys, on the webpage is like 8 attorneys. I think they actually have 12 on staff. But even if it's just the 8, even if it's just 8 attorneys, they have every kind of law listed under their firm. They have 8 attorneys with diverse and varying interests. Buddy, if you think that this firm that you've never heard of, that is not in Dallas, like, imagine the thought process. Vic Mignogna, whether he's in LA or Dallas, okay? Wherever he is. Dallas is where Funimation and Rooster Teeth are. LA is where Vic lived or lives. I don't know. Either way, let's say he's in LA or Dallas. Vic picks up a phone book and says, oh my God, I got to hire an attorney. I have to hire an attorney. Does he pick a law firm whose primary office is in Tyler, Texas, out of a phone book? Is that how that works? Do you think that that's how that works? He's probably just hired them yesterday. They have no experience in this. Sure. Keep telling yourself that, pal. You keep telling that. Last announcement last night is that they were transferring funds. Yeah, that's true. So Nick has a legal strategy for someone who isn't his client. No, I've proposed hypothetical legal strategies for someone who isn't my client. As I have stated from the get-go, Vic's conversations with his lawyers are privileged. I don't have them. I don't want them. I don't want them at all. If somehow I had them, I obviously couldn't disclose them publicly in front of thousands of people on YouTube. I mean, that would be a dumb mistake. I can't do that with privileged information. Thank God I don't have any, because I'm not Vic's lawyer, because I'm not the type of lawyer that Vic needs. But it's almost like he hired a firm that is the type of lawyer that he needs. But either way, whose case he's profiting off of? I am profiting off of it, I guess, because people desperately want to hear about this, and they want to see how dumb the opposition is. What Nick knew or planned is irrelevant. I guess. I mean, technically, noodle this through. If I knew the law firm's name from day one and set up a GoFundMe knowing the law firm's name, I could have released the law firm's name, but I didn't. It's almost like, Tonkatona, you live in Tyler, buddy? I'm gonna be there real soon, man. It's almost like I want you to lose. It's almost like I really, really, really want Vic to win. And I really, really, really want you to lose. Because I'm so tired of you people destroying lives behind anonymity and a keyboard. I want him to win so hard that you can never make $1 for the rest of your life, because it would be garnished from your paycheck. That's how bad I want him to win, because I am so tired of you scumbags, of you absolute dirt, ruining people's lives with impunity behind your 15-inch CRT monitors because you can't afford anything, because you don't have jobs and you don't contribute to society. I want you burned to the ground. I want you to lose so bad that even when I knew the name of the firm a week ago, I didn't tell you, because it's funnier for you to lose than it is for you to be prepared. You think I don't have my own plan in this? Oh, that's cute. My plan? You losing. Embarrassingly every step of the way to sucking down your stupid pride, apologizing for lying about a man, and having to hire him back. Oh my God. I can't wait. I can't wait for Funimation to hire Vic back and all of the voice acting blue hairs to lose their minds on Twitter. Oh, I can't wait for you to be so wrong at every step that you thought you didn't need a lawyer, you thought it would never happen, and for Funimation to hire him back and apologize. Oh my God. That would be the funniest thing that could happen in my entire life right now. And when it does, I will gloat for days over the fact that you don't have representation from your corporate boyfriend and from the fact that they sold your cause downriver because they realize how absolutely insane it is for them to face a business defamation lawsuit rather than taking an agreement to hire him back. Oh my God, did you miscalculate? And I can't wait. I will laugh for a week straight at the tweets that follow, or more importantly, at the silence that follows. You notice how quiet those harpies have been since it was officially announced that he has a law firm and they could look it up. Oh my God, where'd your grandstand go? It disappeared in a moment and you all shut your mouths. But you're not scared. He's not gonna sue. He won't come after me. It's public. He's a public figure. It'll be real hard to prove that case, won't it? You brainlets. Oh my goodness, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Thought you could ruin. You thought you could just shove knives into your friend's face. Not even in his back, in his face. And that nothing would ever happen. Okay. Oh my goodness. Seriously, you don't see the problem with him monetizing drama while at the same time organizing one side of the drama? What side am I organizing, idiot? What side am I organizing? All I've done is I've set up a GoFundMe and I have talked to his lawyer to get permission to do the GoFundMe. Whew. Organizing. Oh, and I also offered to collect evidence and send it to a law firm that he hired. That's it. Organizing one side, hyperbole much, thinking a little bit much. The only thing I'm organizing is the laugh parade. And I am absolutely 1000%, quote me on it, monetizing every moment of it. Because if people will come watch my show and people will donate to me, I will take it and I will do whatever I can to make it worth it for them to do it. 1000%. Is there a problem with me doing it? Nope. Not one. Not one, because I'm not Vic's lawyer. Can't tell Vic what to do. Vic has to discuss that with them, and I have no privileged information. Bite me, idiot. Bite me. All right, let's see what other replies there are. Hold on. Nobody cares what you want. Thanks for admitting you're just using Vic as a tool to attack people you have political differences with. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Vic is a tool. But you know why he's a good tool? Because everybody actually likes him. People like him and want to support him. He's like a hammer that's painted in the best colors. I don't know how to describe how great of a tool Vic is, because so many people like Vic because Vic has been nice to so many people. And you guys want to just throw that out for your egotistical nonsense, your self-serving garbage. You want to paint a guy who's actually selfless in encounter after encounter after encounter, talking to people he has no business talking to, answering emails from kids who want to commit suicide. And what do you guys do? What do you guys do? You want to take that away. That's why Vic is the best tool, because he's like by almost every account except your very, very coincidental and conspiratorial narrative. By so many accounts, he is so great to the people who support him. Just you guys don't like him. All right, let's see. I mean, I don't even know where to find it. Hold on. Let's see. Did he respond to this? He responded to this one. I'm trying to find where this guy and I had a little discussion. I mean, maybe it's not even worth it. Maybe we should just go to Ron Toye. Maybe we should go to Ron Toye. Where am I wrong exactly? Somewhere on the Dunning-Kruger curve, if I had to guess. Absolutely. Absolutely. Still waiting for someone to refute something I said. Still waiting for an actual refutation. Let's see. Where is it? At some point, I do talk to this guy. Notice. How hard is it to win a defamation suit? And guys, the predictability of, well, I'll just go to Google then, and I'll talk. You know, I'll just take this vanilla Google statement about defamation claims and apply it blankly from a different jurisdiction as well. Oh, here we go. So he replies to me. So did you want to respond with facts or question mark? This is what I basically said. Vic may not be a public figure. If he is, you show malice. Discovery is limited to relevant information in the claim. Vic didn't make the claim. Claim doesn't involve phone calls or emails. Claim doesn't involve statements made by Vic. Why in God's name would a judge allow this? 10 years is way too long. It would be overly burdensome and prejudicial. You don't get to go fishing on discovery. You must show a rational basis for finding the evidence you seek. Vic wouldn't seem to have any evidence of the truthfulness of someone else's statement. That work? If the lie he's talking about is from 10 years ago, it's perfectly appropriate. No, it isn't. I mean, maybe you get those specific emails within a specific time period, but again, you still have to provide a rational relationship to the information you're looking for. You don't get to just say, well, 10 years ago, he might have information in his email somewhere. Nope. You have to allege something. Yeah, he's got information because he was talking to this person and that person said it. Oh, okay, maybe, except here's your problem. Vic hasn't even acknowledged that this event occurred, when it occurred, where it occurred, or anything. You have to prove all of that, and you have to allege with a rational basis to get discovery of that stuff. It doesn't work the way you think. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. There's no other way to say it. It's okay. It's okay. You shouldn't have to be this ridiculous about law. You should, as a layperson, never have to understand the rules of discovery because, my God, if you ever got sued, you should hire a lawyer in a heartbeat. It's okay to be wrong. Stop holding on to this. All you have to do to come out of these encounters without taking an L is just say, well, I guess we'll see. That's it. Everybody who can hate on you all day and you say, well, I guess we'll see. I don't know. No disrespect, bud. You shouldn't know. You shouldn't know. Let's see. What else we got? He responded to one of these. Wait, I got that one. Here we go. Well, I mean, it depends on who he is suing, right? Yeah, it really does. That's one right point. Who are you saying he's even going to sue? I don't know who he's going to sue, but I can suggest who he would probably sue. And here's the ridiculous thing. If it's Monica Rial, for example, who I think said at some point in 2007, he tugged on her hair and whispered sweet nothings into her ear or hissed or something. I don't even know what it was. That didn't happen via email. So even if it's her, and even if it was 12 years ago, imagine Imagine unironically bringing up a statement from 12 years ago to ruin someone's career. A judge is going to go, I mean, are you serious? Do you have a recording? Do you have a recording? But let's say it's Monica Rial. Where's the email? What email? What phone log? They're going to go through the phone calls that he made. Oh, good luck getting 12 years ago's phone calls. Get a record of that. Overly burdensome on the defendant or the plaintiff. It's overly burdensome on the party, this discovery request. It's also overbroad and vague. Good luck. 3 objections to your discovery request. Answer back. How do you get it? You gotta narrow it down. Again, discovery in Texas is broad, but all emails from 12 years ago? Who even has emails from 12 years ago? Who even has it? It's just a guy. Probably changed email service. 12 years ago, he was maybe using Juno. Who knows where that email went? Oh my goodness. Question. What claims could Vic's messages verify? That he talked about approaching them? The conversations he had with others about events at the times? You know what you do is when you go up and you grab someone's hair and you pull it back and you pull them in, you stick your tongue in their mouth or whatever you do. You immediately go and you email someone about it. Because that's how normal humans behave. That's how scumbag humans behave too. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. This is embarrassing. Let's leave Mitchell Horton. Let's go to Ron Toye. Ron Toye. See what we got here. I'll spread this over. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just remember, this is the Ron Toye, and we all need to remember. Look at that ratio. Oof. Oof. It's hilarious that people call me a cuck. I don't care. I've said what I've said. I can admit when I was wrong. I was mad because someone assaulted my fiance and many friends. But I could have handled it better. This guy doesn't know me, but I won't hide from his words. Where was his thing? I can admit when I'm wrong. Oh wait, no, this isn't it. Where's his cuck tweet? Where's your cuck tweet? It's okay to be a cuck, he says. I'm not gonna find it. That's okay. That's okay. Here we go. We're gonna find his little legal. Oh wait, it's right here. Now, Ron Toye pulls out the big guns and he goes to like Quora Answers or whatever. Quora Answers. And he pulls up a criminal defense attorney. I have no idea why he would do this. Let's see if we can find it. I wish I could go back. Oh, man. Anyway, so he pulls up this Quora Answers. Look at these brainlets liking this. Oh, my God. Can a person be convicted on testimony alone? Yes. The law in virtually every state is well settled that the testimony, even of a single witness, if believed, is sufficient to support a conviction. End of story. Ron, he's not accused of a crime anywhere. He's not confused of, I'm confused. He's not accused of crime. Why are you citing a criminal defense thing? Can a person be convicted on testimony alone? Yeah, sure, I guess. The reason... Never mind. It doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even make sense. You're a bad Twitter lawyer. You're bad and you should be ashamed of yourself. If you're good, you'd be a YouTube lawyer. This is embarrassing. What else do we have? What isn't evidence? I wish I could show the thread. Rats. Can I show thread? Is there a way to show the thread? This is embarrassing. I should stop. You all believe YouTube personalities who can't pronounce the names of the people they're talking about correctly. Hey, Ron Toye, whatever your stupid name is. Should I just call you Cuck? We'll just call you Cuck, okay? Since that's apparently your self-professed title. I can't pronounce your name or Jamie Markey's name. I got it now, I guess, because someone told me. Because you aren't important. Because you aren't important. Oh, God. If that was the case, lack of evidence, why is he fired? Oh, I don't know, any number of reasons. Maybe it's because your fiance and all of her little cronies got together and threatened to leave if they didn't fire him. And maybe the Funimation people miscalculated and thought, oh, well, if it's him or you guys, the fans will certainly be on our side if we stand against sexual violence. Ignoring the fact that the sexual violence allegations are thinner than that Cooley chick on YouTube. Oh my goodness. Innocent until proven guilty, wink face. Two sides to every story, vomit, lol. Common sense, but when you are grasping at straws, a person will latch on anything they can. Oh my God. It's not a brave face. He's talking about a lawsuit. He's talking about a lawsuit. It's not a brave face. It's an excited face. Even if you're gonna win, no one should be excited to receive service in a lawsuit. That is the dumbest position you can possibly take. You know what I really want to do? Oh man, I can't wait for someone to show up at my house, disturb my day, and drop papers that mean that I'm dropping like $10,000 to $20,000 defending myself. Man, I can't wait for that suit to show up. It'll be great. What? Do you know who the burden of proof is on concerning a defamation case? Clearly, none of you do. None of you do. He will have to prove he didn't assault Monica. No, you couldn't be more wrong. It's not about proving the assault or disproving the assault. It's about you, or Monica, I guess, and her bull proving the lie to be true. Monica will have to prove the assault. I hope you have video or prepare for the fist. 'Cause it's coming. It's coming. And countless others. Nope. He won't have to talk about countless others at all. Oh my God, you're so broken. Who are just excited to put the final nail in the coffin of his career. It's almost like we just got another tweet to show malice. Keep talking, Ron. You're doing great, buddy. All right, guys. I gotta calm down. I'm about to burst blood vessels. I might have a coronary in just a minute. Again, they say you're measured by the caliber of your enemies. Your success is measured by the caliber of your enemies. On this day, I, Vic Mignogna, and Beard, Harris, Bullock, and Hughes have failed because the caliber of our enemies is so abysmal that we can't count it a success. And it's really a shame. Let's see. Let's see. Let's hit these super chats and then I'm going to call it a night, y'all. Let's hit these super chats and we'll call it a night. I'll also hit any StreamMe donations that have come in. There are some. Thank you very much. Also, if you don't like YouTube, feel free to watch on StreamMe. Happy to have viewers over there. The chat on StreamMe is a little bit different than YouTube. It moves at a less fast pace and is a little more raw, and that's okay. That's okay. Schwann's Gruber, what do you think Captain Titus would say about what's happening to Vic? The Emperor protects. The Emperor protects. Mr. Joshua 93. Johnny Bosch is a VA, same caliber as Vic. Oh wait, I missed that one. Okay, here we are. Facetious Sage. I second a vote for a "What Were You Thinking" shirt. We'll get on that. Nightmare 35 says, "Rip Shane Holmberg, Twitter protected 2/27/19." SJ Jar Jar, the chair got its revenge, I guess. SJ Jar Jar Binks says, "Will this turn cons from ever letting any actors back ever again unless they sign strict contracts blistering with clauses?" Maybe. Speaking of that, I can almost confirm that I will be at Community in Amarillo, Texas on the 8th and the 9th of March. So if you want to see me live, if you're in Texas, if you want to go to an anime convention because you're a weeb or whatever, or you just want to see me and you want to go to an anime convention that supports Vic Mignogna, show up, Amarillo, Texas, March 8th and 9th. I will be hosting a panel. I will at least one panel about Vic's case, about all of this stuff. Come hang out. Keep me company. I don't know what to do at anime conventions, but come say hi, and we'll have a good time. We'll have a good time. And come to the bar after the convention, and we'll have an even better time. So that's that will be fun. I can almost confirm it, just working out the final details. So there we go. KTTK says, "Would you kiss the gunt?" Would you kiss the gunt? No, I would not kiss any body part of anybody other than Lady Rackets, except a cheek or a head. Of course, I already said that. Sordid Sentinel says, "Love your streams, but need more Josh." Well, I'll get Josh back on soon. Also, is it ever too late in life to become a lawyer? No. Asking for a 30-year-old friend, buddy, you're just fine. You're just fine. If you want to be a lawyer, go for it. Lots of people pursue a legal career in their 30s and their 40s because having that experience in real life, outside of just going straight through college to law school, having that experience is valuable. It's valuable to law schools. It's valuable to law firms. Daytalk says, "Rest in peace, Nuhabes, 9 years ago today." All right. I don't know what that is. Root Beer for Life Derp says, "Go get them, Nick." Hashtag stand with Vic. Keck7Go says, "Pre-cum face case." Prima facie, Keck. Stop throwing these terms without explaining them. Prima facie case means on the face of the assertions, you have made a sufficient case. So you make a prima facie case of defamation by alleging under oath that an event, or that the other person said it, that the statement was false, that it's about you, and that you're identifiable by the statement by a reasonable observer. That's a prima facie case of defamation. Oh, and that it caused damage. Or the damages are presumed. Sorry. Blaine says, "The burden of proof rests on who asserts, not on who denies." That's correct. Marsupial Gamer says, "Every day there are 500 million new tweets on Twitter. 96.3% of those are from @Jarland. Does the dude not have a real job? Twitter rots SJW brains." I don't know who that is. Jonathan Frank says, "Jamie and Sean just made a GoFundMe. Scary things are scary. Thanks for the stream. It helps with my Bloodborne grinding session. Hashtag praise the moon. Hashtag Nick the Broad Destroyer. SJ Jar Jar Binks. Could the left me to it and make it political? I mean, they could do that to anything. Keck7 Go says, Phoenix Wright Let's Play when? Or review of the anime adaptation? Probably soon. Forever229 says, bruh. Sexy bearded Viking wizard, the BA Aussie, says, I'd like to make a prediction. Vic's team goes hard for discovery and collusion evidence is uncovered. I think that's a pretty safe prediction. Sir Shane63 says, I'll be donating to Vic's GoFundMe Friday, but I enjoy the show. Keep up the work and have a good one, Nick. Thank you, buddy. You too. The Coke Master says, you're the dad they so desperately need. Flame them, burn them, whatever it is. Sakaki Onsai says, update. Shane finally updated his LinkedIn to reflect the truth. He was tossed from, presumably from Akon in 2017. It's glorious what a little change in being pwned can do. Juice Bowl. What's up with the ruling that the exclusively mail draft / selective service is unconstitutional that happened a few days ago in Texas? Haven't heard of it. I'll see if I can look into it. Kyle says, so you're saying they have a chance, LMAO. I mean, they always have a chance. In court, you always have a chance. But they think they have so much better of a chance, and it's great. Y says, quote, what is it with their obsession with contracts? They probably watched Madoka Magica one too many times. 93 TJ says, Mitchell Horton talking that good stuff. Trying to get him to join the show at the moment and give him a chance to prove his point. Spoiler, he can't. Zalek says, Nick, enjoyed your response on Twitter earlier, so take my money. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will happily take your money. A-Crux says, I need a signed mug of Nick going legendary Super Saiyan. That would be fun. Cindy Pop says, casual reminder, Vic's an ex-cop. Yeah, that's true. Vic is an ex-cop and might know about how some of this works. What is the Mars Girl update, guys? I'm seeing it in the chat. If someone could tag... just got caught stealing / altering. Okay, we'll get there. Someone dropped it in the super chat. Thank you so much. Yorgaman says, Nick's gone full anime supervillain. Beautiful. James Bay says, can I get F's in chat, boys? RIP in pieces, leftist. Lord Rap of Rat Mountain says, I hope Nick changes his pants after that rant. They're actually soaked. Daytog says, Nick, we need your angry laugh as a rebel yell. Gawker's Death Rattle says, grow a mustache to twirl before laughing like that. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. Derek Schultz says, raised in a lib state in a college town. People are miserable and ready to lash out. The rules of the game are vague, so I gotta play it safe. It's killing me. Yeah, man, I know how that goes. We go through that phase. If you go to college, if you go to law school especially, you gotta sit there. You gotta sit there and listen to stupid crap all day, but TK says, I just have to say, I love this guy. Rekieta, you're on fire. Bring the pain, brother, off the top rope. Boag says, add these shekels to the laugh parade. Thank you very much, I will. Sleepy says, rip these C asterisks that ruined a man's life over Twitter. It will be glorious when they lose in court. Nunya F Business says, on fire, Nick, twice. Thank you for that. Tonka Tona says, here's some money for saying Tyler, Texas. Small world. Hey, Tonka, man, hit me up. I'll be in Tyler soon. We can grab a drink. We can go to Stanley's or something. I'm not opposed. Dragon Guy 91 says, this will set precedent for the hashtag Me Too move. Or think this. It's not going to be a legal precedent, right? Because a lot of this isn't going to go to court, and the stuff that does go to court will be resolved in lower courts. This isn't going to be like a long appeals process to set legal precedent, but it sets the social precedent. That we don't have to lay down anymore. Just stand up. It does. The brigading only works if you roll over and spread cheek. It only works if we roll over and spread cheek. It's got to stop. Jonathan Frank says, drinks for the drink god, lawsplaining for the brainless. The WMD himself says, keep making Minnesota proud, keep laughing in their faces. I can't and won't stop. Scary things are scary. Hashtag Toye story. Snicker Doot says, so tired of these self-important, sanctimonious butt hats thinking they can ruin lives as they please. burn them to the picking ground, we will do that. Let's see. Michael Connolly says, donating to the GoFundMe shortly. Usually I'm only a bystander, but you, sir, have made me feel like you'll come clean if anyone screwed up. I pray I'm not let down. This is the most hype I've been in a long time. Much love. I mean, screwing up would be difficult. The GoFundMe is run by someone whose professional reputation is literally on it. Like, I have to manage it ethically as possible. And then it's going straight into a lawyer's trust account for legal action that has been for the services that have been retained by Vic Mignogna. So, and we've been very open about what will happen with any excess funds. So there you go. Michael Mascarena says, sounds like Nick hit Ultra Instinct. Unfortunately for me, I haven't had to dodge too much lately, but Kaltenbach says, beware an Inquisitor gleefully dancing in preparation of Exterminatus. You're amazing, sir. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Mega Vigoroth says, these people blog their whole lives, so of course they think Vic kept digital records of every attempt at getting laid he's ever made. Yeah, and again, even if he did, none of those records speak to the truth or falsity of the statements made by Monica Rial or Jamie Markey or Jesse Pridemore or Mars Girl or any of that. It just doesn't work that way. These hands. I've never made a Twitter account because, frankly, Twitter is fake and gay. I am, however, considering making one to troll all of these people when it blows up in their faces. I'm going to need a large pickaxe to mine all this salt. Son of Mictlan Tektul. Whoa. Tektuli. Pizza is the best thing ever, but this is a close second. Thank you so much. Architect of Fate says, how happy would you be if you were Vic's attorney? I mean, if I had the resources to be Vic's attorney, I would love this type of case. I just don't. It's not my practice area. And if I were to try and like expand to fill the practice area, I'd have to shrink back down. That would be pointless. Clay Early says, everyone drink, especially Nick. Thanks for showing up, Clay. I appreciate it. Yukari Kanashi 88 says, thank you for delivering Mitchell a savage schooling, Nick. He's been such a thick-headed jerk to everyone. Most deaf, worth staying up late for this. RDX99, you're messing with the Ron Cuck. Renegade Shuriken says, put hashtag I'm with Brainlit on a product. Schwann's Gruberman says, you better be cosplaying as the Emperor. Oh, that'd be fun. Jonathan Frank says, Mars Girl just got caught stealing/altering YouTube videos out of context by the owner. Well, that is just embarrassing for someone whose credibility and reputation for truthfulness might very soon be on trial in a court of law. It would be really a shame if they were caught lying and manipulating videos over and over, or faking swats. Samantha Igloo. Bradley Wyke says, I'm 45 and going to law school by distance education, part-time, work full-time. Love the channel, Nick. You explain theory in relatable language. Thanks, buddy. Good luck with that. Good luck. I know how it is to go. I was a non-traditional student myself. They didn't have distance education in the same way that they do now. And I'm glad that you have that. I did have to commute every day or every couple days and spend time away from my family. But soldier on and do your best, man. KMC Skunknet says, Anime Matsuri is hosting Vic on June 13th to 16th in Houston. We plan to skip this year due to financial struggles, yet we're attending just to support Vic at the con and his panel. Skunknet stands with Vic. If Anime Matsuri wants to talk to me, I'll be in Houston at some point in June. I don't know if it's 13th through the 16th. But if they want to talk about it, I'm open to coming to a show, All right, guys. Oh, stream me. I didn't forget you, my friends. All right. Says Pharaoh Owen says, rip in peace, Grandma. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I really do. Hans Handsome says, just started following you. You a funny guy. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Mr. Fox says, salutations, sir. Appreciate the great content. Cheers. Thank you. I appreciate you showing up. Can't Rough the Fluff says, get on the judge's good side by calling him buddy. That works. That actually works. What? Shane is... Oh, this is from Terminal Console. What? Shane is not keeping his word by paying on his bet? But he was so snarky about admitting when he's wrong and promised to pay. Unlike the lawyer, right? Unlike the lawyer. Timothy Reaper says, Ron Toye, quote, "That is the proper and refined way to read it. Dear Lord, what a tool." There you go. There you go. John Albert says, "I need a shirt. Say you're so embarrassing." That would be a good one. How embarrassing is it to be you? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. I live stream 5 generally nights a week. Guys, I have to tease something. Oh, DLC Forces says cosplay as Inquisitor, end trial will donate $50. I have to tease something. I might have a former employer of Russell Greer come on the stream and talk about Russell. If you don't know who Russell Greer is, I've got so many presents for you. Please go watch the Russell Greer versus Taylor Swift series, the playlist on that. But I might have a former employer of Russell Greer to come on the show, talk about Russ as an employee within the bounds of this employer's ability, right? We don't want any defamation or anything like that. And then maybe we'll read one of Russell's court decisions, or maybe his essay about wanting to force your daughter to have sex with disabled people for $500 or whatever it is. But I will, if I can confirm it, if they are gracious enough. They've indicated that they may be open to such a thing, and I will ask them with all of my professional courtesy. And of course, we will keep them anonymous. We'll keep them as anonymous as possible, but ask them to just come on and share some fun stories of our favorite frozen-faced internet person. Gawker's Death Rattle says, "Nick, stop. I can only get so erect." So erect. There we go, guys. That's the show tonight. Again, you guys make me so happy. Keep coming on. We will keep doing these streams. Talk about all sorts of different topics. I will announce tomorrow's topic as soon as I have it. I am trying to, again, line up Ethan Van Sciver to talk about his upcoming legal action against a couple notable people who have been calling people Nazis and suggesting violence against them, who then happen to get swatted. So we'll talk about that as soon as possible. And many, many more guests to come. Thank you all for watching. You guys have a fantastic night. Thank you to my people on Stream Me. And thank you to my people on YouTube. Peace. Peace.